these cheese boogers. All right, bang. We are live for another Thursday live stream. Good to have you guys here. First of all, let's shout out the chat. We've got Marlon White. We've got Raging Tomato. We've got Beautiful Life. We've got The One. And we've got Black Savant in the house with the super chat already. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you for helping support the stream. And as of right now, you are officially the stream sponsor.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Thank you, sir. And I guess we'll wait for some people to arrive in the chat and we'll just bullshit for a second here. So if you guys have any real quick questions that you want to ask, go ahead and get them in as we get this started. And by the way, Into the AM sent me a bunch of new t-shirts. Typically, this kind of stuff isn't my style. This is kind of like California dude bro t-shirt stuff, but I do like these. I'll wear them on like a casual Saturday afternoon, something like that, or maybe to the gym or something. They're very comfortable and they fit very well. There's a link in the description of my videos and a discount code if you'd like to buy one. I think they were watching last week's stream when Neo called and asked, or when Neo mentioned something about them sponsoring me. So I think they were watching in the background. They decided to send me some shirts. So I'll go ahead and advertise them a little bit. Check them out. Anyways, with that being said, I suppose, what was the title of tonight's stream? Why men are no longer approaching women. They'd rather stay single. This is a topic that I see floating around the manosphere a lot. I see a lot of content creators saying that men are afraid to approach women. They're afraid of getting Me Too'd, or they're afraid of, women's inflated egos rejecting them. I don't know, some shit like that. So we're going to watch a few videos on that and react to it. And then we'll take some call-in dating advice, as we always do. And then we'll move on to, maybe some panel type stuff. Whoever wants to call in can call in. Anabolic Gaston says mid-30s, happily divorced, 8 years and 3 kids, divorced about 2 years now. Dating sucks. These current women aren't worth the trouble. I have a small bullpen I see occasionally. I see casually, easier. Yeah, I mean, I guess that does make sense. Loops well. Destroy her ego, LOL. Well, look, if you can't communicate in a positive way, communicate in a negative way. And I don't mean that satirically. I do understand why a lot of pickup artist type guys push this message of destroy a woman's ego, ignore a woman, so on and so forth. I understand why they do that. Because if you can't get an emotional high out of her, get an emotional low. Either way, whether she loves you or she hates you, she still has an emotional connection to you and she's still thinking about you. Therefore, you have a chance to fuck her. As weird as that sounds, it's true. But if you can communicate in a positive way, you'll get much better results. They want the smooth talker. They don't want the they'll deal with a guy that's kind of pricky and asshole like, but there's a better way of doing it. Black Savant says, letting fear stop you is whack. If you aren't finding good women, then I get it. I agree. They're trying to divide and conquer. Man and woman is one. See, I agree with that too. I agree with that 100%. There have been people who have met in my chat, got married, and had kids. In the LFA chat community, couples have been introduced to each other, got married, and had children, hitched up. I support that. Although I am not married and I don't have any children, I still support the family unit. I don't see how anybody could stand against that. The only people that stand against the family unit are extreme, far left Marxist types. I'm not down with all that stuff, but if you are, whatever. Yeah, there's a couple that met in my chat. The guy's name is like Warren or something, and the girl's name, I forget. They were going to come on. Like they had messaged me and asked if they could come on and talk on one of my live streams, but we never got around to it. And they don't really watch much anymore. I guess they don't need dating advice now that they're happily married, but they do occasionally show up in the chat. So I'll get a hold of them and maybe we'll bring them on. Bros and bros. I had amazing success with women until the iPhone came out and dating apps took over. All of a sudden, women thought they could do way better than me. Well, that's because they have access to way better than you. And, I don't know what level you're at, and I don't think that you should consider yourself below other men. I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of guys have. I think you should view a woman that's a 10 out of 10 as a human being. You should view a woman that's a 1 out of 10 as a human being. You should view yourself as a human being, and you should view all the other guys, whether they're taller than you, better looking than you, buffer than you. They're all just regular people. Richer than you, they're all just regular people. And when you have that mindset, okay, what's the word they call everybody, all these new guys? What do they call men that are like these lover boys, these weak guys, these scared guys? They call them simps, right? What is the root of being a simp? The root of being a simp is believing that you are below women. So when you approach a woman, you feel like you speaking to her is like a bother to her. You're upsetting her. You're doing, you're somehow, like you're not worth approaching her. Just put it like that. And when you have that mindset, you're going to be a simp because you feel like she is, just this great thing. And why would she ever give you a chance? And when you have that mindset, yeah, you're always going to be a simp. But when you have a mindset of, everybody is just the same, everybody's equal, you'll never be a simp. If you were to see me talking to a girl that's like a 4 out of 10, and I don't like putting numbers on people, but let's say I'm talking to a girl that's like a 4 out of 10 and we're having a good conversation. I'm not trying to smash, but we're just talking. And if you were to look from afar, you'd be like, man, is he trying to spit game to that girl? She's a 4 out of 10. And then I would be like, listen, guys, she's a cool chick. She's a friend of mine. You don't have to call her a 4 out of 10 and make these fucking weird assumptions. It's kind of, it's childish. And then new males would look at me and say, LFA, you're kind of being a simp right now. You're being a white knight. You're defending this 4 out of 10. And I would look at them and I would say, that's where you're wrong. Because to me, she's a human being. But if a woman were to walk in the room right now and she were a 9 out of 10, you guys would all turn into simps because you view a 9 out of 10 as something special and a 4 out of 10 as something subhuman. I view them all as the same. That's why you're a simp. So that's the root of being a simp. And, when I read this comment, it's pretty clear that you're putting yourself in that category. You got to bust out of that. What's the point? Dr. Vaughn's Life Investing. Good to have you here, sir. 41, kids are 13 and 15. Widower, 8 years. Semen retention has proven much better than dating apps. Have one girl reaching out from a long time ago, but otherwise pretty quiet for me. Well, salute to you, sir. And, ultimately, if you've already been through the baby making phase of your life and you had plenty of sex when you were making children, and now you've reached a point in your life where you just want to get closer to God, you just want to live, guilt-free and sin-free and do what you want to do, hey, more power to you. I think that's a great thing. Never married, kind of wish I would have. I have 2 baby moms and no ex-wife. Been separated for 6 months from my ex. Life is more fun now, but I miss being a family man. These whores out here. Well, yeah, a A bachelor pad is a fucking great place to live. Trust me. But when you have a woman there, it turns that house into a home for sure. And a lot of guys think, well, having a woman around is a pain in the ass. They're high maintenance. And I disagree with that statement. I think having a woman around makes life a lot easier. You know, women naturally like to fucking clean. They like to cook. Like, okay, me and my best friend got an apartment when we were 18 years old. And our friend, a female named Kelsey, wanted to move in because she was living with her parents. And, you know, she was just like a cool friend, right? Neither one of us smashed her. But I mean, she smashed a few of our friends, but we didn't see her like that, you know. But anyways, she wanted to move in and we let her move in, and she would bring all of her girlfriends, and literally, like, we would party 3 or 4 nights a week. Every single time they'd be up in the mornings cleaning the fucking place. Place would look immaculate. They'd rearrange stuff. Everything looked all fucking nice and smelled good. Wasn't like that when it was just me and my best friend. She made life easier. And when you have a girlfriend, you get that 24/7. It's true. It's true. Like it's like, I don't see why guys have a hard time admitting that. It's not something that is like, it's like unknown. I mean, women help out. There's certain things, especially domestically, that they do, that they're better than us at. Real V-taper in the house. Good to have you here, sir. He's showing some skin. He's ready to go. Female friend maxing. 100%. So anyways, I guess we'll get to react into a video, but first, let's get to these messages. V-Taper, you're going to like this.
Kelly's new roommate wants more than her boyfriend.
Maybe we should just cool off a little bit.
She wants her identity.
I'm Kelly Taylor.
A brand new 90210 Wednesday.
Make sure you want to subscribe to this channel, because no one else in the VC is going to show you what I'm going through. No one else in the VC is going to show you what I'm going through.
Nerf. New Raider CS35. Nerf's highest dart capacity. 35 dart drum. More rapid fire power. It's Nerf or nothing. The Raider CS35. Each sold separately. Nerf.
All right, there we go. We also need to throw in commercials of all of the content creators that show up here regularly. You know, we'll make promos. I consider it fun. You know, I've been somebody that has made various different types of content for a long time, and on my channel, my viewers want it as simple as possible. Okay. They want me sitting outside. Literally, they don't even want me to have a topic. They want me to turn the camera on and just fucking talk. That's what they want. So on my channel, that's what I do. But, you know, I get to edit a little bit and do some, you know, fun little things on this channel because I just get to make little scraps. But, you know, I like doing those. Anyways, subscribe to William V-Taper. And I suppose we'll get to watching some videos. I don't really know how I pick these. I just kind of look for videos that might be interesting and have a lot of views. So that's what we're going to do here. And we'll just see what they have to say.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
Went to a singles event and only women showed up. I think that's cool. Who in the fuck is fake V-taper? There's a lot of V-tapers in the chat. I don't know what the hell. Which one's which or who? Some trolls. The promise of barbecue only got more when women to sign up.
Love if we could be honest and rebrand singles events as the truth, which is a perfect place to meet your brand new platonic best friend. Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events. Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop it.
Very true. You know, the thought of myself going to a singles event, not happening. I don't know any guys that would go to a fucking singles event. Men are very simple. Open our messages on Tinder and say, yes, I will come over. Yes, you will come over to suck my dick. That's it. Okay. No singles events, no first date, no out of town trip. Just open the message and say yes. Simple as that. We'll take it from there. We'll move forward from there.
All over the world, singles events have now turned into a kind of only women's hangout party. Most of these women who attended these events, with the hope of finding a man to date, go back home angry and confused, wondering why men are no longer eager to also attend these events and meet up with them. The reasons why this is happening are not so far-fetched, and I believe you could mention a few already. Back in 2020, just some weeks before lockdown started, a female colleague at work, who also happened to be an event planner, asked me to supply the drinks for a singles meet and greet event that she had planned for that weekend. Don't worry, I got paid for it, haha. I do not offer my services for free. So I got held up in traffic and I got there with the drinks when the party had already started. I almost had to call her to confirm if I got the address right, because the party that I had just arrived to wasn't a singles meet and greet, but a feminist rally or something. The men I saw there were like 4 in a meeting of almost 100. I found the female colleague that ordered for the drinks talking to a bunch of women who looked pissed, or should I say, disappointed. And while I was dropping off the drinks, she started complaining to me about how the event was a total flop. She said despite the fact that she pleaded with some of the single men she personally knew, they refused to attend. She tried to urge me to stay around for a while, but you know, man's gotta work, so I left immediately. I later spoke to one of the men, who was also a coworker, that she personally invited. I wouldn't say I was shocked about his reasons for not showing up at the party, because they are obvious reasons. He said to me, if you already knew that a journey you are about to embark on would turn out bad, would you still go? I just came up with an excuse for Maurice on why I couldn't attend. But to be honest, there's no way I would go to an event where women practice their egotistical behaviors and reject almost every man.
Screw this video. Let's find something better.
I've actually thought about if I wanted to be approached by a male, I've actually thought about this a lot. Not that it will ever happen, but say that you see a cute girl in the gym, how would you approach her?
Just don't.
So if I wanted a guy to approach me in the gym, I would love it if it was like after I'm done with a set and I'm like maybe hip thrust and I have to unrack like the plate.
Oh, and help you take it
Yeah,
off.
if they just came over and helped me start like taking the plates off, I would be so eternally grateful.
I've done that before.
You have?
I have. I went and helped her take plates off, and she like basically told me to just like go away. I was like, oh, I'm done.
Oh.
Okay. I'll
Maybe
leave
this
now.
is just me then. Was she taking off plates?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fail!
Do you see how the advice women give to men when it comes to dating doesn't even work and sets them up for failure?
I see that. But do you like it when guys approach you on the street?
No.
Well, that's true. You're supposed to flirt, you know, get her excited, rizz her up a little. You know, just doing something nice like a gentleman is just going to make you look weak.
No.
Why not?
Usually I get a little scared.
Yeah, I feel like it's usually like with bad intentions.
Yeah.
I'm like on my own vibe. Like I'm like, I don't want anyone messing with it.
Bullshit.
No, but legitimately, how are you supposed to pick people up? Like I don't understand it. I was just in the gym working out for 40 minutes or something in the same vicinity as a guy that I thought was really attractive. I know I'm not supposed to be looking at guys in the gym. I know I'm not supposed to be trying to pick up people in the gym, but it's the only place I go with is minute, all right? So give me a break. I go to the gym heaps and I care about working out and I like it, so I'll have something in common with gym guys, right?
Stay away from us.
So there's this guy, and the whole time I was working out, I was just like, this guy's really attractive. I want to talk to him. How the fuck do you do that, though? Like, I felt like I kept looking over and he never looked at me. Never caught him once looking at me, so I couldn't, like, accidentally catch eyes with him. And he was just, like, very focused on doing his workout, and I didn't want to annoy him. And I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to talk to this guy? And I just didn't. And he just picked up his things and left. And then I left. And what the fuck? Like, honestly, how do you do this? He's probably got a wife. What? What am I supposed to say? Like, I like your gym shorts.
The gym is a place where men can focus on themselves. 1 minute, women don't want men to even look at them, and the next minute, they want men to approach them. If she wants to blame somebody, she can blame women for calling men creeps for looking at them in the gym.
It's your fault.
See, I don't know why guys make such a big deal about that, though. They're like, well, yes, sometimes women want attention, but sometimes they just don't want you to approach them. Like, isn't that everybody, though? Like, sometimes, like, if I'm working out and there's dudes that I talk to regularly at the gym, sometimes I'm working out and I don't feel like talking. And they want to talk about, like, the fucking game that was on last night. And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to work out here. What the fuck? That's the funny thing about, like, you know, these, like, manosphere ideologies where it's like, they're like, yeah, these women are so fucking unrealistic, man. It's like, you know, it's like yesterday I was talking to her and she was like all into me and shit. And today she's just like being a bitch. Yeah. I mean, it happens. Maybe she didn't sleep very good last night. You know, I don't know. Maybe she started her period. Who knows? Something happened. It's like guys take shit so personal. It's like, just fucking chill.
So something you need to understand is that if I am like in a grocery store walking down the street or something and I see you and I think you're cute, like I'm not gonna like smile and then like look away. I'm gonna like glare at you, and that's not intentional. It's me like trying to show you I like you. And even if you were to come up and talk to me after that, like I would be really rude, but then once you leave, get so excited. But that's just my way of like interacting. So yeah.
What the fuck?
All my friends say it that guys just don't approach anymore. Like in the past.
That was a pretty sick LeBron James edit there. Like, I've never heard him go full F-bomb like that. That was pretty hardcore.
Interacting. So yeah.
What the fuck?
All my friends say it that guys just don't approach anymore. Like in the past, maybe a guy would approach and come up to them, ask for the number. Once in a while it happens for me, but of course, like not as much as previously. And obviously, a guy can literally open up his Instagram app, search up girls in the city that he's in, go like a bunch of their photos on each of their pages. So you go on like 20 really pretty girls' pages, and then eventually one might follow back or like some photos back. And that is a hell of a lot easier for a guy and way less amount of rejection than to go up to a girl on the street. But if a guy is coming up to you on the street, and even if you're not interested in him, thank him and be kind, because it does take a lot of nerve to go up to someone and do that. And I do believe that real men still approach.
Notice the manipulation tactic when she says real men approach, as if approaching her suddenly makes somebody a real man.
She's a master manipulator.
Why do you?
I think that's a reach. You know, I've been known. I've had magazines write articles about me about I'm a misogynist and stuff, but I think that's a reach. You know, I'm no white knight. I'm no cuck. I'm no simp, but I think that's a reach. What she said is actually true. The only problem is it's only about 1% of guys that can actually do that can go on Instagram and just fucking like hot girls' pictures and those girls slide in his DMs. She has like thousands of likes on each picture. You have to really stand out and probably be a blue check mark if you want to get her attention. But, you know, the point that she made about the cold approaching, or women approaching her on this, or men approaching her on the streets, that does have some validity. You know, I'll give her that. But what she really meant to say was she wants one of those top 1% guys to approach her on the streets, because out on the streets, they don't even notice her. So she wants the guys that aren't interested in her, that are the top 1%, to approach her on the streets. That's what she's saying.
Men think they have the right to just come up and talk to you. I'm sitting at the park and reading, and not from any close distance, I hear a hi, how's the book? And because I'm not rude, I say good. So he comes over, asks what's it about, the title, my name. I can't just be rude to people, so I answer all the above questions. Thankfully, it ends there, because Saturday, I dealt with someone who wouldn't take no for an answer and asked me out 3 times, and of course, of being told no. I don't want to feel like I just can't come to the park and sit and mind my business without being approached.
I don't know who tried to approach her, but he must have been smoking crack.
He said he was desperate.
Oh no. Stop that for a second. See what the chat has to say. You know, these videos, sometimes I don't know what to say about them. I think a lot of times these guys reach. But that last girl was, you know, some women are like that. They just are antisocial. I don't think you should take that woman as like the example of all women. She clearly is not looking for a partner. She clearly doesn't want to get laid. She doesn't want, you know, a relationship. She doesn't want any of that. She just wants to fucking be alone. Let her do it. You know, there's a lot of men out there that want to do that, right? A lot of men want to go MGTOW. They say, I want nothing to do with these women. Well, that's one of those women that wants nothing to do with men. Antisocial personality disorder. Okay. You're probably better off staying away from her anyways. Is there anything else? Oh yeah, this guy again. I'm not a huge fan of this dude. I think he's super boring, but he has a popular video related to this topic, so I'm going to pull him up.
The topic of today's short talk is why men are afraid to approach women. So there are a couple of obvious answers to this question that don't really need the psych hacks treatment, but are important to note. So let's just go ahead and get them out of the way at the outset. Men are afraid to approach women because they are afraid of rejection, not only because rejection by definition is frustrating and generally perceived to be painful, but because rejection in this domain carries a special threat, namely that they will be perceived as creepy. This is a
You know, I guess that's there are some people out there that are just fucking shitty people. You know, you can be a dude that just wants to socialize. You know, you're working out at the gym and there's a couple of dudes over there and you're like, you know what, they're talking about my favorite basketball team. I'm going to hop in that conversation. And you'll try to hop in the conversation and they'll just kind of look at you like, who the fuck are you? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is this guy trying to talk to us? So some people just want to mind their own business and they want you to mind your own business. That's something that people have to get through their heads. It's not necessarily that people are rejecting you or people are annoyed by you or they think you're creepy. It's just they don't know you and they have no interest in getting to know you. You know, so that's what you have to understand in their minds. And when you understand that, you can stop taking it personal because it really has absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay. Nothing. Maybe somewhere along the line, you'll work with that person or you'll be around that person and you'll get to know each other and they'll consider you a person they want to socialize with. But sometimes, you know, it's just the way it is. But you know, I don't knock anybody's strategies or whatever. Like if you're a guy that likes to take vacations, you like to go to Vegas, you like to go to, you know, Cancun or wherever, there's going to be plenty of pretty women in all those places. If you're a single guy or you're going there with your buddies, sure, you would be flaming homosexual to not approach hot women, talk to them, and try to party with them, because especially in places like that, or if you're at your local city nightclub, there's plenty of women there that want to get drunk and they want to have sex. They're there for the same reason you are. There's other women that are married, or there's other women that are antisocial, and you don't really know. You don't know who's who or what's what. So you're just kind of approaching people and trying to make shit happen. The only thing you got to get through your head is it's not you, it's them. Okay. Because let's put it like this. If you have organically had girlfriends, just organically, like growing up or as an adult, you've organically got girlfriends. You're sitting at church and some girl slides her number over to you and you go on dates and she becomes your girlfriend, or you go on dating apps and girls randomly message you and you have sex with them, or just things pop up in your life. It's not you, it's them. Okay. You're perfectly capable. You're perfectly capable of attracting women, of being sexually attractive to women, of, emotional connections and all that shit. You're perfectly capable of it. You're not creepy. You're not weird. It's just that particular girl wants nothing to do with you and probably every other guy in the room, by the way. So just let it go. It's not that big of a deal. Don't let this dude freak you out.
Especially true in the shadow of the Me Too movement. Men are afraid that not only will they be rejected, but they will be shamed.
Okay, the Me Too movement. Now, I understand that. So if you're with a psycho, narcissistic BPD girl that you work with, and you're about to hop in the elevator, and she's gotten 4 men fired this year for feeling up on her, touching her, saying the wrong thing to her, you might want to take the stairs. Think about what you're doing. But the chances of you getting quote unquote Me Too'd on like a dinner date, where you don't, okay. I can understand where that would come up. It could come up when you're trying to make the move, right? You just ate dinner, light meal, nothing too serious. You had a few drinks. You bought her the expensive glass of champagne. She had a couple margaritas. She's giggling. She's having fun. So you're walking out. You decide to grab her and pull her into you and start kissing her. She pulls away. What are you doing? Now, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, fuck. You feel like you did something wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You're an adult. She's an adult. You've done this a million times before. But she pulls back and she hesitates. Now you feel like you did something wrong. And now you're worried you're going to get Me Too'd. And it can happen. It can happen. But you got to vet women properly. Okay. Normally, the women that will do something like that are nut jobs. Like you can usually see that shit from a mile away. So you really have to vet women. If they seem crazy, they have a reputation for, doing crazy things, stay away from them.
Or canceled as a consequence of expressing sexual interest. This is the world we live in today. But let's dive a little deeper into this issue, because it's not immediately obvious why sexual rejection would be so much more intensely painful for men than other forms of rejection, though it is patently obvious that it is experienced as such by the vast majority of men. And we can consider that the pain of sexual rejection cuts deeper because, from an evolutionary perspective, the survival of the individual is of lower priority than the perpetuation of its genetics. That through the lens of evolutionary theory, an organism that lives a long and healthy life but fails to reproduce viable offspring has failed as an individual because its genetic lineage has gone extinct just as certainly as if he had never lived long enough to reach sexual maturity. On the other hand, the individual that leaves behind an abundance of offspring, ideally with different mothers, as the genetic diversity will increase the likelihood that at least some of his children will survive to sexual maturity, is an evolutionary success. In a very literal way, sex is life. And sexual opportunity is both.
Do you think that's true, though? Do you guys think in your minds, I understand what he's saying, and that would make sense. Like, I do understand exactly where he's going, like, with that. But do you, as each individual male out there in the chat, do you think, like, consciously or subconsciously, about impregnating multiple women? Like, is that a strategy that goes into your mind? Or do you have a strategy of either A, I'm horny and I want to fuck girls, plural, but just because I'm horny, not because I have some sort of fucking underlying intention to impregnate them. As a matter of fact, I'll probably use condoms on all of them. So that's one way of thinking. And number two is, I really like this one girl, and I want her to be my girlfriend. To me, those are the two sexual strategies that men have. Those are the only two I've ever had. Either I like this girl, or I'm horny and I want to have sex with some girls. It's never been like, well, if I impregnate as many women as possible, spread my seed, then chances of a surviving offspring is significantly, substantially higher. Increases my chances substantially, considerably.
A determinant and a signal of individual success. On the other hand, while lack of sex is not literally death, it is symbolically something much more pernicious, namely extinction. This means that on a very deep level, rejection from a woman not only signifies that the man in question does not deserve to reproduce, but that by extension, he does not really deserve to exist, as his continued genetic existence depends on his ability to successfully reproduce. In this context, it's important to keep in mind that biologists do not declare a species extinct when all of the individuals of that species are actually dead, but when opportunities for reproduction become non-existent. The inability to reproduce is extinction, and the threat of extinction colors every female rejection. And this is a uniquely male threat, as there are few women who could not get sex if they wanted it. It's this asymmetrical privilege coupled with a failure in perspective taking that contributes to women's lack of understanding and frustration regarding the importance of sex for men. However, it doesn't end here. Not only does female rejection carry the threat of extinction, but it carries the threat of perdition. As modern man...
The threat of extinction. Guys, do you think of your gene pool going extinct when you're looking at a hot chick? Does this concern ever even fucking come up in your mind? Like, are you thinking, my chances of reproducing are significantly lower if this woman rejects me? Like, that's not normal. No, you see a girl that you're fucking attracted to, and like I said, it's either A, I just want to fuck this girl, or B, I kind of like this girl, I want her to be my girlfriend. There is no fucking worrying about fucking extinction. 99% of people, men in this day and age, are going to put a condom on anyways, whether it's a girl they really like or whether it's some random chick they just want to hook up with. You know, guys wouldn't buy condoms if they feared extinction.
Uses woman as the crucible for his self-worth. Let's look into this further. The idea of utilizing a proxy to publicly reveal private merit is very old. And through most of human history, men used contests of arms to do this. Whether in actual combat or in ritualized simulations of combat, the idea was that the victor was not...
Sorry to interrupt his amazing story here, but imagine, and this guy, it seems like a hell of a nice guy, probably 10 times more intelligent than me, but there's a reason why intelligent guys struggle with women. And young, dumb, and full of cum jocks and bad boys and thugs and rock stars and pothead skateboarders do good with women. And that's because they don't approach women and say, listen here, young lady, the reason why I'm approaching you is because I'm afraid of extinction. It's subconsciously going on in the back of my mind. I'm an evolutionary psychologist. And previously, in a past world, men would have fought it out. We would have jousted it out. or dueled it out in order to have a shot at talking to you. But in this day and age, I'm just able to approach you. And she's like, get out of my face. Get this loser out of my fucking face. Get this fucking weirdo out of my face. And then some, dumb as a box of rocks, Chad walks up and he's like, sup, bitch? Your ass looks nice in those jeans. And she's like, oh my God, you're so sweet. You are so nice. And then she ends up having sex with him. And that's just the truth. There's nothing wrong with having an intelligent conversation with a woman. I love having intelligent, deep conversations. I like to do it. I can be bullshitting with a fucking cousin of mine or a friend of mine. And I like deep conversations. I like, intellectually stimulating conversations. And a lot of women do too, but it has to be something that she's into and something she's interested in. It has to be a fluent conversation that, is bringing the two of you closer together, raising each other's level of interest. Has to be like that. You can't be like weighing out the interaction as you're having it. Like imagine him being like, I've just explained 42 points to you. This conversation is getting very deep. I think the vibe is good. Hopefully your pussy is getting wet right now, but my calculations are saying that you're not. I'm looking at the look on your face and that I'm believing that subconsciously you're actually viewing me as somebody that you wish would go extinct and I would never have babies. I don't know. I'm just, maybe I'm reaching now, but I mean, he just kind of comes off as like, why, dude? Because there's a lot of guys out there in this day and age. There's a lot of young guys, intelligent, book smart young guys. Maybe they grew up on video games, but they're tech savvy, intelligent, smart kids. And they listen to this shit and they apply this shit. So rather than, just going through the fucking motions and like, oh, okay, there's a hot girl, go talk to her. Tell her she's cute. Tell her you like her. Who gives a fuck? That's what the dumb guy does. He's just like, huh? You're cute. I like you. She's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll have sex with you. But the smart guy wants to overthink things and, go off on these tangents about these fucking weird intellectual things. It's not going to work.
Just the strongest, not just the most capable, but the most deserving. In short, the victorious combatant, especially given the chaos and vicissitudes of war.
And see, that's bad. He says the most capable and the most deserving. So that's going to put this idea in young men's heads that it's like, well, I lift more weights than him. I have more money than him. I'm smarter than him. I have a better future than him. Why won't you pick me? I'm the better pick. Not going to happen like that. She is going to pick the one that either A, because women, again, their sexual strategies, their mating strategy is not that much different than fucking men. Because the same way that you'll look at women, you'll be like, either A, I want to fuck, or B, I kind of like this girl and I want a relationship with her. Women are the same way. Sometimes it's like, she's kind of excited and she wants to hook up. She wants to have sex with this dude. And then other guys, she's like, well, I like this guy. Maybe I want a relationship with him. Okay. So either A, you excite her and you make her horny, or B, you generate an emotional attraction. You make her feel something. That's what matters. Doesn't matter what your qualifications are.
Was the one that God favored. This meant that entering into combat was, in a symbolic sense, putting oneself in God's scales to determine whether one had the right stuff. Now, before I go any further, if you're liking what you're hearing, please consider sending this episode to someone who might benefit from its message, because it's word of mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow.
Who would benefit from the message? And I don't want to knock the guy. Like, again, I'm not trying to go there. Seems like a nice guy, clearly more intelligent than me. But why would you benefit from that? The simplicity of intersexual dynamics. Okay. Think of it like this. The guys that get the best results are the guys that don't have a clue what intersexual dynamics are. They don't care. You know, take a hint from the dumb guy that just walks up to women and says, "Oh yeah, you got a nice ass." And she fucks him. "Nice shoes, want to fuck?" She fucks him. The intelligent guy overthinking things, you know, fucking trying to go on these deep, intelligent conversations, just boring women. There's no reason to go off on this shit. The only thing that could possibly come out of that would be your chances with women going down significantly.
You can also hit the super thanks button, the 3 little dots in the lower right-hand corner, and tip me in proportion to the value that you believe you've derived from this episode, because it's donations like that that make all of this happen. Thank you for your support. Now, we don't really have that trial by combat culture anymore. However, the desire to test one's quality remains. And what has replaced warfare and similar pastimes as the crucible of self-worth for modern man, who is man indoctrinated with the ideology of romantic love, is woman. For many men, even if they would not consciously formulate the idea as such, woman has replaced God as the arbiter of their worth. This means when a man approaches a woman, he is functionally allowing her to evaluate his merit by using the encounter as a crucible for his self-worth. Can I buy you?
What? A crucible of his self-worth. When I approach a woman, I'm offering her conversation. I'm offering her good vibes, good conversation, good energy. I'm offering her something. That's it. Offering her a hello, greeting her. It's literally just a sign of respect. You know, when I walk up to a man and I shake his hand and I say, "Nice to meet you. How are you? Great to see you." That is just a sign of respect. I'm offering him a handshake. Let him know, hey, I respect you. You respect me. Cool. It's an offering. When I approach a woman, it's the same thing. It's not a crucible of my self-worth.
A drink sometime becomes, both from an evolutionary and a spiritual perspective, do you think I deserve to exist? Now,
holy fucking projection. It gets worse and worse. And, you know, and this is the thing. Like I said, seems like a nice guy. I don't want to keep repeating that. And I don't want to sound like I'm being a dick to the guy. But who the fuck does that? Who the fuck who gives a random woman the power to say, I don't deserve to exist. If you reject me, I don't deserve to exist. What? What the fuck?
From a rational perspective, this makes no sense whatsoever. And some men are going to vigorously deny this interpretation. However, it does have the benefit of explaining an anxiety that can't really be accounted for by other conscious explanations.
Then he kind of tried to build up this straw man of some men will try to deny this fact by, saying it's, illogical or whatever. But no, you're building up a false argument. Criticizing that doesn't make us the wrong ones. The hell?
And women certainly do their part to play into this rejection. Did you know that the word glamour, which is a distinctly feminine concept, comes from an old Scottish word meaning spellcraft? Female glamour, in the sense of their makeup and their fashion and their behaviors, is a spell designed to bewitch the perception of men into believing they are more than they are. And the more they...
Wow. Okay, so when a woman, it's 4:00, right? She's going out at 8:30 p.m. Her and her girlfriends are going out. I'll put it like this. Okay, my ex-girlfriend, it's a Friday night and we're going out. We have, this fucking amazing fun night planned. It's our best friend's birthday. We're going out to a club. We're taking the party bus. We're going to a restaurant. we've got a real nice rooftop hotel we're going to after it's all said and done. We got this really fun, cool night set up, right? And during the day, my girlfriend goes and gets her hair done. She has one of her friends who's like a pro at makeup come over and do a whole makeover for her. Her and her other friend had went to the mall to buy new dresses and new shoes. They got their nails done. They got their eyebrows waxed. They did all of this stuff and they spent hours getting ready, several hours getting ready because she wants to look good during this celebration. And by the way, I had already smashed her hundreds of times. She's not trying to seduce me. I fucked her on a Saturday morning when she was wearing sweatpants. All right. She doesn't have to do that to put on a spell. It's not witchcraft. Garth, that's what made it a good example. The fact that I know her natural face is what made it a good example. It's that I know she's not putting on the stuff to cast a spell. She's doing it because she wants to look nice.
They tap into feminine spiritual archetypes, the more they are successful in this endeavor. So women, whether they are conscious of it or not, kind of conspire with this unconscious belief in men, because of course, if they forewent all of their props, men's desire for them would significantly diminish. Again, men rationally understand that a woman cannot...
See, I think that's wrong too. That's going to put, he's just stuffing people's minds full of anxiety. So that's like a lot of times the psychology community does that. They stuff people's minds full of anxiety, so they'll need a psychologist. Just like dating coaches stuff guys' minds full of, shit that cock blocks them, so they'll have to buy their program. But, a woman, what was it that he said there?
First, if they forewent all of their props, men's desire for them...
Okay, if they gave up all of their, like if she stopped showing off her ass and tits and all of that stuff, then, her value would go down. I think that's bullshit. I've known a lot of women that weren't 10 out of 10s. They were average as fuck. And what I liked about them is that they were more pure. They're more authentic and more pure than the 9s, because the 9s are usually more promiscuous. They're sluttier. They're more on demand. So when I meet a girl that's like a 6, but she carries herself in like a very conservative, more respectable manner, that's what I like about her. So it's like the respectable personality that happens to be more attractive. And by the way, that would be the positive message to send to women. If you don't want them to be whores, if you don't want them to be promiscuous and have, be doing all this shit that guys complain about, but instead he's basically filling their minds with women must have big fake tits and, Botox and all of this stuff to remain attractive. Otherwise, men won't look at them. That's the kind of message he pushes, but he pushes the same thing to men and women. It's like this weird way of thinking that makes you feel like you're subhuman. You don't keep up with all this shit.
Would significantly diminish. Again, men rationally understand that a woman cannot possibly be the arbiter of his self-worth, especially a woman they have just met and has next to no information on which to base such a judgment, even if she wanted to do so. But this fear is not a rational thing, which is why it can't really be dissipated by rational arguments. So how do you overcome approach anxiety? Well, like any other anxiety, it can really only be overcome through exposure and repetition. That is, you get over the anxiety of approaching women by approaching women. And the idea is to approach enough women that
you get over approaching women by thinking with your dick. Stop thinking with your brain when you're talking to women. That's the biggest lie of all time, that men think with their dicks and that's why they're so fucking stupid. The guys that think with their dicks get laid. Okay. What's your dick telling you? Your dick is telling you she's fucking hot. I'm going to talk to her. And your dick is cocky. Your dick will say whatever it wants. Okay. It will fucking, it's cocky. It just, whatever, you know, it's as confident as you can possibly get. Your brain, on the other hand, overthinks things. She's not going to like me. Oh, what's she going to think? She probably thinks I'm ugly. She probably thinks I'm stupid. You know, it's not the way it works. Think with your dick. That's why dumb guys are better than smart guys when it comes to talking to women. Dumb guys think with their dicks. Smart guys think with their brains.
Non-terrible experiences collectively constitute an emotionally disconfirming experience of the feared outcome, so that you can reasonably expect, all things being equal, that you will have a non-terrible experience approaching women moving forward. And the best way to do this, I found, is to kind of make a game out of it. Think of approaching women like playing tennis. When you play tennis, you don't have to play both sides of the net. You don't have to visualize how the whole volley is going to go, and you don't have to try to win every point with an ace. All you really have to do is put the ball into play and respond. And as a man, it's your job to serve. It's your job to put the ball into play. But once you do, it's her job to hit the ball back to you. Now, if a woman likes what she sees and hears, she's going to help you. She will hit the ball back to you nice and easy, right where you're standing. Because she's interested in playing, she's going to make it easy.
But again, even though he's saying this, like, and he's using a sport, a game, it's still not game. He's making it transactional. You know, if you serve her and she likes what you're serving, you know, if you pull up in a nice car and you're dressed nice and you make enough money, then maybe she'll play the game with you. Like, that's kind of how he's presenting it. But in reality, we'll just stop that now. In reality, here's how women work. And I'll try to give an analogy here that will help, you know, all the incels and black pillars out there, because they're the most skeptical, the most cynical when it comes to whether or not you should approach a woman, right? They're automatically going to be pessimistic on that issue. So let's say you have two incels, and I'm not talking incels that are overweight, Cheeto eating, bad breath incels. I'm talking incels that lift weights, have good physiques, make decent money, but they're just not very good with women. You know, but they're on an equal level. The two incels are on an equal level. They're just both kind of ugly and they're not very good with women. And let's say they walk into a bar. So you got two incels and one woman sitting at a bar. Incel number one says, that girl's hot, but we're ugly. You know, she's never going to want to talk to us. And incel number two says, yeah, you're probably right. It's usually the way it goes. But after a few drinks, the incels decide to try talking to the girl. And the girl looks at the incels and she says, sorry, I don't bang ugly guys. And incel number one says, see, I told you she didn't bang ugly guys. And incel number two says, that's what they all say until they see my penis. And she's like, whatever. Now, incel number one is like, hey, that was risky. You shouldn't have said that. But incel number two is like, no, did you hear the way she said whatever? She said whatever in a playful, teasing way. Like, she wanted to continue with the conversation. Like, you know, two fucking kids being brats to each other. Like, but she said it because she wanted to encourage the conversation. She wanted it to go forward. So incel number two says, well, if you don't bang ugly guys, why are you over there thinking about my penis? And then she says, whatever again. And she smacks him on the arm in a playful way. And all of a sudden, she's flirting with incel number two. They're building some sort of sexual attraction. And then incel number two is like, hey, tell you what, why don't you buy me and my friend a drink? You know, it's an acceptable apology for you smacking me on the arm. I don't even know you. She buys him a drink. All of a sudden, now she's investing in these incels. And incel number two is a guy that she is actually investing and putting effort in trying to hook up with. She wants to fuck incel number 2 because incel number 2 was able to turn her on. Now, sure, I know a lot of guys will say, well, that's just a hypothetical bullshit story, but I've seen it happen.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Many, many times. Okay, I'm going to post the link if anybody wants to call in with dating advice. We're not yet going to do a panel. You know, we have to give the people that have an issue and want to discuss it live on the air, we have to let them call in first. So that is what we're going to do here. And we pin that there. If you want to call in and discuss your issue, then feel free to do it. But it's been 3 weeks since I've had one of my beverages of choice, and I think I'm almost done with this water, and I think I need to upgrade to something a little bit more adult friendly. So I'll be back after these messages.
Only Meow-Mix brand cat food has the 3 flavors cats love best and tastes so good it's become a universal favorite.
Bigger than the Titanic.
Why didn't you tell me this was a cruise for fat women?
You didn't ask me. More fun than the Poseidon Adventure.
We should have left them at home. Should have left us at the altar.
The Bundys go on a luxury cruise.
It's like 20,000 leagues under the sea.
From hell.
Only I'm married to the giant squid.
A brand new Married with Children tonight.
Oh, brother, now I've seen it all.
What's that?
They gave the ferret a teleprompter.
Teleprompter. Well, I guess he can't memorize his lines, huh?
Memorize his lines. The guy's a door jam. I don't know why they give him so much slack.
Well, that's because he's got a good look.
A good look?
Yeah, look, I mean, looks like a little European filmmaker.
I had a good look.
Louis, no lizard has a good look.
What are you talking about?
We're not a good-looking species.
We're not... You have no pride, Frank.
I simply know my limitations.
I am classically chiseled.
Are you ready for LFA?
All right, bang. You're Fayez, you're live.
Perfect. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you were here on Tuesday night, this is the caller from Tuesday who had the issue. He lives in Canada, but he goes back and forth between Canada and Mexico. And he was dating a girl in Mexico, and they had went on 6 dates, and he propositioned her for sex, and she didn't want to do it. And so he broke up with her, but then he wanted to get back with her, and he sent her a text. And do you want to tell the audience what she said in the text?
Yeah. So on the text, she said verbatim, "No, sorry, would not like to talk right now. But I know the city can be really big for people that come and visit. Feel free to reach out if you need anything."
So it's not good. Of
course.
Not good. But, you know, that's just the way it is. And as I said to you in the email, what I would suggest is just let her go. So, you know, we like to win all of these, and sometimes we do. You know, a lot of times we win these, and it's awesome. It's great to have these stories when a caller comes in and it's a win and everybody's happy for you. But here's the thing. You can't control the way a woman feels. I mean, you can influence it, especially before you broke up with her the first time. You had a lot of power to influence it.
Right.
But you can't control it. So when a woman's just not interested, or let's just say she's not being compliant, you know, you say, "Hey, let's go out on Saturday." She's like, "Nah, I don't really want to." She's not being compliant. Really, the only thing that you can do is just say, I'm just going to delete this girl's number. Like for me, me personally, she already wouldn't exist. The second she left me on red, I would be like, okay, this girl no longer exists. She's no longer even relevant in my mind. And I would just move on to some other girls because I just don't see it as mentally something that's healthy to do, to sit there and think about the same girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If she's not being compliant and she's not, attached to me, she doesn't want me, it's not mentally healthy for me to focus on her.
Got
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But she did leave it open. She kind of left it open. She said that you could still reach, or she said Mexico's a big city. You can reach out when you go down there. So although I wouldn't prioritize her, I would still keep her name in the Rolodex. So when you go down there, I wouldn't even make her my top priority. I'd be on Tinder. I'd be talking to all kinds of girls. Basically, in my mind, what she did was she gave me a hall pass to talk to any women that I want to talk to.
Right.
So I would be talking to her and other women.
And essentially what you would do when you're there, or when I'm there, is send a message saying, hey, I'm in town. Let me know whenever you're free to hang out. That's it, right? Simple and straightforward, correct?
Yeah, no, I would just like a day before I'm going down there, or maybe a couple days before I'm going down there, I would send her a text and just say, heads up, I'll be down there on Saturday. Hit me up if you want to get together. And if she doesn't, so what? She's already like half in and half out. So I just wouldn't place too much of an importance. The reason why you don't want to do that, the reason why you don't want to like invest or put all of your eggs in that same basket and invest everything in her, is because she doesn't seem very interested. And
right.
She's already been a little bit like maybe not flaky. Her actions have made her look flaky though. So
right.
I would just already not invest in her.
Yeah.
So I would leave it open. If she has, had a change of heart and she wants to be around you and she wants to hook up with you and she wants to get with you, so be it. But I'd be talking to other girls.
Right. I mean, I also kind of like, for me, also makes sense. Someone else mentioned to me, they're like, regardless of what happens, they might always like feel a bit of resentment for it. So I don't know.
Would you feel resentment?
I wouldn't, because I'm the one that did it.
Yeah. You're asking it if you should feel resentment?
No. They're basically, someone was telling me that even if, let's say, you try and basically things work out, she's always going to have that on the back of her mind. What happened last time? So that's why they're like,
No, the thing about feelings is they shift, they change, they come, they go, they're up, they're down. They're never like, they're never a sure thing.
Right.
They fluctuate. So you've done nothing. Like it's not like she was fully invested in you and loved you and trusted you, and then you fucked her sister. You guys went on 6 dates. There wasn't a whole lot of chemistry. You wanted to escalate things. She didn't want to escalate things. So you said, okay, let's not waste each other's time and let's split up.
Yeah.
You did everything in like a respectful manner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, you actually did a pretty good job. Like, even if not even the most handsome guy in the world with the most game in the world has 100% closing rate. Every man has went out with women and they just didn't want to fuck him for whatever reason. She just didn't want to have sex with the guy. And that doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you like less of a man. What makes you a failure is how you handle it and how you move forward. So if a woman says she doesn't want to fuck you, but you keep pursuing her and you pursue her for 2 years and she never fucks you, you fucked up big time. You wasted 2 years of your life on somebody that doesn't like you.
Good.
But if you make your move and she rejects it and you have the nuts to break up with her, even if you didn't want to break up with her, you still had the nuts to break up with her. you're ahead of probably 90% of guys. Like, you didn't make the wrong decision. The only thing that you didn't do right is your process of trying to get her to have sex with you didn't go right. So like the first 6 dates didn't go right, because during those first 6 dates, you should have found a way to, to communicate attraction in like a playful way. Like, you should have been flirting, and you said that you kissed quite a bit. So maybe there was a little bit of that. So to be honest, I don't think you really fucked anything up. Like, you did everything the right way. The only part where you fucked up is by regretting your decision. If you would have been fine with your decision, you said, you know what, didn't work out, I broke up with her, time to move on to another girl, then you would be, you'd be solid.
For sure. And again, thank you and everyone else for the advice and help. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. But, it sounds like this girl, she doesn't think you're a creep. She doesn't think you're a weirdo. She did say, Mexico's a big city, so she kind of left it open. Hit me up next time you come down. So I would still do that, but I would be hitting up other girls too. Yeah. That's the main thing, because what she did when she said, okay, when you said, maybe we shouldn't have broke up, maybe we should, continue, pick up where we left off. When she said, maybe we should split up, all she did was gave you a full hall pass to talk to as many girls as you want.
Agreed.
So take advantage of that. And, a lot of people would confuse that as like some sort of a shit test. Like, they'd be like, well, maybe she's shit testing me. She wants to see if I'll talk to other girls. And I don't think she's shit testing you, but if she does see that you talk to other girls, then at least she's going to understand that, oh, wow, if I don't tie this guy down, and this guy wants me to tie him down, but if I don't tie this guy down, he will talk to other girls.
Right.
That's not bad. That's something good to communicate. Women do it to men all the time. They naturally do this. Like, if you were to reject a woman, she would almost instantly be talking to another guy, and she would gladly make you jealous, gladly go through all those hoops. And then she would, justify it by just saying like, well, he had his chance, but he didn't take it. Women naturally do that. Men have a hard time. We love women on more of like a protector level, where we want to protect their emotions. Women will just they'll drag your emotions through the mud. But you handled it right, for sure.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, buddy. Okay. All right. Jesse, what's up, brother? Oh, we lost him. All right, guys. If you have any questions in the chat, type a Q or super chat. Super chats automatically show up starred so I can see them, but I'll search for a Q. Jesse, what's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going? Can you see me?
Yeah, but I can also hear an echo.
Oh, okay, hold on. I can see two. Okay, can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, but I can hear an echo.
God damn it. All right, I'll call back in later when I figure it out.
Okay, cool. Q, benefits of semen retention. You guys bring this up every stream. I've made videos on it. We don't have to talk about it all the time. Anyways, reduced anxiety, reduced depression, better mental clarity, healthier skin, healthier hair and nails, deeper voice, higher testosterone, more energy, better sleep. Q. Expecting a kid with a keeper, but I don't want to give up living the bachelor life. Any advice on how to deal with it? You got to man the fuck up, man. You're having a kid. Like, okay, it would be one thing if you're single and you're like, hey man, I'm talking to some girls and you know, I don't want to have a kid right now. And I'd be like, well, wear a fucking condom, live your life however the fuck you want to live it. Just do what you want to do. But when you have a baby on the way, you got to man the fuck up. You know, a lot of guys think having a girlfriend, being a father is a really fucking hard work. They're afraid to do it. I would say, I would make the case that men are just sorry nowadays. I understand the court system sucks, but when you have an actual kid and you have a woman that is willing to work with you on the parenting, you gotta fucking buck up and do it. There's no other answer to that. You don't want to be a deadbeat piece of shit father. You want to work hard. You want to provide for the kids. You want to make more money than you're making now. I don't care how much you make now. You want to make more 9 months from now. You know, you want to upgrade your life. It's not about you anymore. You have a kid. LFA, Captain Mention retention. Yeah. Q. About you playing video games or not, little boss. Did you just call me little? Listen here, little pecker boy. You little panty boys crack me up. But I don't know what the hell you're talking about, pal. It's just cold in here. But do I play video games? No. Never been into them. Never been that into video games. I have the newest Xbox. But to be honest, the only reason why I bought it, I'd bought an older Xbox like more than 10 years ago because my ex-girlfriend's little brother and her nephew were always wanting to play video games. And I bought one because they were over there all the time and it kept them busy. And they would play it. I never did. I bought Madden, NFL Madden, and I played it a couple times. But I kept getting mad because I play it online and all these fucking little 13-year-olds would beat me and talk shit. It pisses me off because they'll talk crazy shit on there. And you know how it is on those lives. They're fucking say all kinds of shit, fucking racist shit. I used to put on a pirate voice when I'd be like, "Arr, matey," just because it was like it was less hateable when I'd act like a pirate. But they would still talk shit and piss me off, and I got tired of it. Just too much shit talking. But I did buy the newest one because the old Xbox crapped out on me, and I was using it as like my Netflixer, and you know, it was like basically like my entertainment. All that stuff, Netflix and whatever else. All the shit you use those things for, like it's better than just like a regular smart TV. Like the Xbox Hub is just a lot better. So I basically bought like a $400 fucking Roku or whatever the fuck. So I have one in there, have one in the living room, but it's just used for TV basically. I don't even like, I have like old games from like 2015. Jaquin Mendez. Joaquin. I don't know how to say it. Joaquin Mendez. I'm bad at pronouncing names. Q, does every type of sex a woman gives you have the same purpose? Example, sex as a mean, keep your attraction versus sex because she really desires you. Okay. So let's say you have a girlfriend. There's going to be times when, especially like right around when her period is occurring, like right before or right after, she may just like spontaneously want you to fuck her. Like in the morning before work, she just wants you to fuck her. She just wants to fuck right now. She doesn't want to talk. She wants to fuck. Okay. That just means that her body is fucking excited. She's horny. You may meet a woman that is 15 years older than you and you're handsome and she wants to fuck you just for validation. She's like excited by the thought of fucking you because you're a young, hot bull. And it just makes her feel good to know that she can fuck you. You know, you might have a girl that really loves you a lot and she's really emotional and she's feeling down and depressed. So she wants to get close to you and she wants you to hold her and she wants to kiss you and she wants to have sex with you. Or you might just be drunk. You know, two of you are chilling out back in 2020. Lockdown, everything's closed. You show up with a bottle of liquor. You're taking shots and watching Key and Peele. And then you just, you know, sport fuck her. You know, you just really fucking pound that ass. You know what I'm talking about. And that's more of just like a entertainment fuck. It's a fun fuck. There's all different types. Bachelor life gonna cost him $1,200 a month. Facts. You. Girl said, yes, so much fun. When I brought up a second date, then she told me she has to be honest that she is talking to someone and felt guilt about our first date. What's your take? Charge her? That's just a soft rejection. Let her go. Let her be. Are you practicing NoFap? Look, I know you guys always want to ask these questions about NoFap and semen retention. Here's the thing. You know, I know I've made these videos, and yes, it's beneficial, and yes, I mean everything that I've ever said. But asking other guys about masturbation and shooting loads and stuff, for the most part, you know, dudes don't like sharing that information with other dudes, especially on these live streams. Kind of weird. You know, we don't really like talking about that. But what I will say, me and my friends growing up when we were young lads, when we had girls coming over, you know, if it was like an afternoon, it's like, yeah, the girls are coming over later. We're going to be drinking and smoking pot, making out with girls and stuff. It was common for a guy to beat his meat before the girls came over just so he would last longer, you know, just so he wouldn't get off as quickly. You know, so especially as a young lad, I mean, how some dudes would whack it 2 or 3 times a day and still have sex twice that day. You know, it's just whatever, you know, but here's the thing. If you're a guy that is addicted to porn, because porn wasn't a thing when I was a teenager. It wasn't a thing until like 2009, 2010. I've said this before, but porn used to have to be bought. either you bought like Playboy magazines or you went into Blockbuster in the 21 and older section when all those fucking families are in there and you're that creepy ass weird dude walking in there buying pornos. Okay, so in order to get porn, that's how difficult it was. Now it's free for everybody and it's hard to avoid. I'll be scrolling through Twitter and all of a sudden I'll see, you know, some girl sucking a 12-inch dong on there and he's busting all over her face and shit. Real provocative, you know, and she's wearing a pink thong, like a hot pink thong. And, you know, it's just like this really provocative, addicting to watch porn that's being put in front of everybody's face all the time. And most people have cell phones or laptops or iPads or full-size computers at, you know, in their teenage years. So these young guys are addicted to the shit and, you know, it's going to stunt their growth. I'll put it like that. Look, if you can wake up first thing in the morning, beat your meat to watch porn, go to work, you know, not really worry about talking to girls the whole time you're there and just go home, grab a 6-pack of beer, drink it, smoke a joint, watch porn, jerk off, play some video games, go to sleep. A lot of guys live that life. Okay, so if that's the life you live, maybe just don't do that. Maybe wake up and don't watch the porn. Instead, hit the gym, work out, then go to work on your way home. You know, either go home and get a good night's rest or, you know, figure out something productive to do. I don't know, but that's the main thing. How do I keep my morale and confidence in the face of repeated loss and defeat? It's not a very specific statement, but how do I keep my morale and confidence in the face of repeated loss and defeat? Well, here's the thing. You use the word confidence and use the word morale, but somebody with high confidence and high morale isn't shaken up by loss and defeat. So it's kind of you kind of answered your own questions. The truth is, in order to be unfazed by loss and defeat and keep your motivation, that's what you should have said. You should have said, how do I stay motivated? How do I stay motivated in the face of repeated loss and defeat? And the answer would be confidence and morale. You know, taking an L happens. A lot of football quarterbacks on the first drive of the game, they'll go out and just be straight reckless. They'll not be worried if they have an incomplete pass or interception. They're going to take massive amounts of risks on that first drive. And the reason why they do that is because they want to get it out of their head. You know, because if they complete their first 10 passes, when they go to throw that 11th pass, they're all cautious. They're like, I want this to be a complete pass. I don't want to take any risks. But if they just come out and they just fucking unload and it's like interception, they're like, fuck it. We've already fucked it up. Might as well take more risks. You know, so it's okay to fuck up, whatever, but your morale and confidence should be high enough that you're just unshaken, you're unfazed by it. Why do I always attract older women? Because you're a young bull and older women want to be satisfied by a young bull. Listening to LFA try to say screen names is like a Key and Peele episode. A.A. Ron, Balake, Jay Quellen. LFA, a little boss in Epinal, if I'm not wrong, remember? LFA means the boss in Spanish. If I am not wrong, remember, LL, thanks for your answer. Getting cold. Suddenly face purple sweating. $86. We're at 90 right now. I'm behind. We're waiting for callers. We want to reserve this for dating advice. I don't see anybody that has a question that's dating related, because some of you guys asked questions that were dating related. You could have called in, like the dude that has a baby on the way. That would have been a good call. Do you joke? No, I think that shit's weird. I don't think any of that shit would do anything anyways. Offie Kingdom in the house. Offie Kingdom, I was watching those little clips that you were making with that Juan Savo or whatever his name is. What's that? Were you guys making a movie? If so, send me the link to that movie. I want to check it out. Go to the fucking gym. Exactly. You know what? I just realized, it just clicked in my head. I was like, what is missing? What are we missing? What is missing from this? Like, something is off. And I think you guys know what I was about to say. But all right, another commercial break. We'll go back to the first commercial.
Kelly's new roommate wants more than her boyfriend. Maybe we should just cool off a little bit. She wants her identity.
I'm Kelly Taylor.
A brand new 90210 Wednesday.
Make sure you want to subscribe to this channel, because no one else in the VC is going to show you what I'm going to. No one else in the VC is going to show you what I'm going to.
Nerf. New Raider CS35. Nerf's highest dart capacity. 35 dart drum. More rapid fire power. It's Nerf or nothing. The Raider CS35. Each sold separately. Nerf.
William V. Taper, what's up, brother?
What's up, brother? I'm the real V Taper, by the way.
Not the fake one.
None of this fake stuff. I don't know what was going on there. We got another hater. We got the hater club in here, as always. So it's to be expected.
So your commercial got crammed in between a Beverly Hills 90210 commercial and a Nerf commercial.
I'm not complaining, man. That was awesome. That you caught me off guard. I'm actually trying to get some work done, but since you showed that, I wanted to call in and say thank you. That was very cool. Can you actually send that to me, or is that going to be like an LFA exclusive?
I can send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'd love to have it. That's way better than anything that I could have done. So what does V-taper mean? Is that what he's asking me? Like what?
Yeah.
What's the definition, or was he asking to explain something that I was saying?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
What was it? Did you say something that was?
No, I just saw the chat. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like chat's dropping out a little bit. I got to start getting interesting here.
No, they were dropping out because of the You know what?
commercials.
YouTube probably played an ad.
It happens, but yeah. Anyways, can you show that V-Taper ad real quick?
Yeah, but it's crammed in between the whole long video.
Don't
But
worry about it then. Don't worry about
no,
it.
I'll play it.
Okay.
Kelly's new roommate wants more than her boyfriend. Maybe we should just cool off a little bit. She wants her identity.
I'm Kelly Taylor.
A brand new 90210 Wednesday.
Make sure you want to subscribe to this channel, because no one else in the VC is going to show you what I'm going to. No one else in the VC is going to show you what I'm going to.
Nerf. There.
That's great. I could actually even use that for my Monday live stream.
Yeah, I can just send you the whole. I'll email it to you or something.
Yeah,
Like
no,
a
that'd be
HD
great.
An HD version of it.
Yeah, which by the way, that ad said to subscribe to my channel. I'm not seeing any new subscribers here in the last 30 seconds. So, guys, I'd appreciate the support.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what's going on here tonight?
We reacted to some videos about men no longer approaching women, and I don't know. That's kind of what we were going on, and then some people were hopefully calling him for dating advice. We had the one caller, but and Jesse called in, but he didn't have good enough service. Somebody else called in, but didn't have the patience to stick around. So,
yeah, that's funny that you mentioned this topic, because I feel like the purpose of my calls are sort of like for me to improve my ways of interacting with women. But no, that's okay. I think definitely it's helped calling in here and chatting situations with everybody and you guys. So that's kind of I think what it's all about, right?
Yeah, 100%. Well, there's everybody has like their networks on YouTube. Like that's the number one thing. If you want to be like a successful YouTuber, you have to have a network. So an example of a network would be like Rollo Tomasi, Richard Cooper, Fresh and Fit, Modern Life Dating, Ryan Stone, Sterling Cooper, Andrew Tate. That was a network. And when one of them would blow up, they would all benefit from it, or when one would be relevant, they would all go on a stream together and they would all get relevant because of it and kind of share each other's clout, and they would all make money together. Me personally, I've had invitations to join a lot of different groups. They reach out and occasionally I'll, chat with them or whatever, but I don't really have any interest in like being in a tribe in the manosphere. But what I like to do is I like to have people that have small channels that are kind of like me. They're independent and we don't necessarily rely on each other, but we can help each other. You know what I mean?
For sure. And I've always been a lone wolf. I've never been a tribe. Maybe that's why so many people here think that I'm a Sigma male, but I do want to say, since you mentioned tribe, the only tribe that I'm really interested in is that tribe right there. So
Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest. So what's cool about this and this record today and this one right here. So it was 30 years ago today, these two records came out today.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most groundbreaking days in all of music history, but one of the last ones we'll ever have too. So that's kind of why I put those on show and tell, guys. But anyway, so it's good to hear from Jesse there. Haven't heard from him in a while. I didn't know that he was driving the car. I was actually hoping to ask him if we could check on his push-up count. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was having trouble with those the last time we talked to him.
Yeah, true.
But you know, that's and kind of just, you know, to what you were just saying, like, you know, we all sort of have to be a tribe. I kind of think that's what we should be all about here. What kind of watching out for each other, and you know, we might have a few mama's basement dwellers in here. We gotta maybe you know, help, you know, look out for our people, look out for our tribe, and get out of the mom's basement if we absolutely have to.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I like for my chat to be a place where people can be at the very bottom, but they can still ask their question and not, you know, not feel guilty for asking the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about, because you know, I of all people, I was having the chat kind of shit on me there for a while. But hey, real quick, when I talk, do I sound like a little fuzzy or like a little loud or something?
No, I think you're using an iPhone, or either an iPhone or a MacBook, right?
It's my MacBook. It's just my you know, those, it's got that microphone right here. I thought like maybe if it's like sitting next to my throat, like maybe it gets a little fuzzy, but I don't know. I'm not.
No, naturally, Apple products, they pick up and they resonate very well on these streams. So even though I'm using a $400 Shure SM7B with an $800 Rodecaster, and you know, and all of this expensive equipment, your voice is probably coming in louder and more clear than mine. I mean, mine might have like more of like a, you know, like a professional sound to it, but yours will be more loud and clear.
So that's just kind of weird, because when I agree with what you're saying, because with the whole iMac, you know, software and hardware that you're using, you know, it's all built in and everything is probably going to sound fine. But
Yeah.
I just noticed on a few of like my last calls into this show, and then on my live streams, it was sounding a little fuzzy. So I was actually trying to test all that stuff. And now I'm trying to talk like quiet or something, you know, I don't know, because I got a loud ass voice. But yeah, I don't know, man. I when I was calling on those rants, I gotta be careful on my rants, because I don't know, I feel like I come off like an intense person when I'm going on a heavy rant kind of thing. So I don't know.
No, I mean, no, you're good. It's just, I know that a couple of times you've, I don't know,
Yeah,
you've gotten into it with some people.
No, I apologize for that. That really was probably just like, you know, just anger, you know, kind of, you know, people were like, you know, John Frederick here, you know, just, you know, people trash talking a little bit. I may have let it get under my skin.
That's what they do. Okay. John's a confrontational dude. But
I
you know,
like John.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that's he's going to troll you.
Yeah.
It's part of, he's
No,
part
I
of
know.
that. So
I like when I called him a beta with a 3-inch wang, like that was totally like,
yeah, I
trying
know.
to stir the pot and be funny.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, everybody knew it was just
Okay.
two
All right.
dudes talking shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, no, I mean, he should call in actually, you know, he's a good caller.
For sure.
I guess I'm trying to get the panel going.
Yeah, by the way, yeah, let's just do the panel now. Looks like we didn't have any callers coming on. So we do have a couple people backstage, and look at this guy in the bottom left corner who has finally decided to show up. And by the way, Carrie, I'm hearing an echo. Close out YouTube and go on StreamYard, pal. You're in the big leagues. You're no longer in the audience.
Wait, hold on.
Bucker.
Who's our new guest here?
Off Aaron C.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and just run it by you, see what you might think. So here, my scenario is I'm, you know, kind of like mid 30s, kind of in the process of, I work full time, but I was thinking about going back to like a local university for just like maybe 2 semesters or so. And the particular university that's in my town, I mean, it's so brutal. It's so challenging going there because it is just flooded with hotties. And I think I discussed this kind of with you before, like my previous employer. The women are just like exceptionally young, man. That like 18, 19, fucking, you know what I mean? Like they're just in that range. And, I figure if I have to, go for 2 semesters, if you're in my scenario like that, it's already kind of embarrassing even going back to college at that age. But
Yeah.
would you recommend just laying off, or what would be an end to stab one of these little shorties?
Well, how old are you?
35.
Okay. That's
30
not a huge deal.
Yeah, I discussed
Yeah.
it with LFA before at my
Yeah.
at
No,
my
here's the
previous job.
thing. Here's the thing, man. Regardless of what any of the black pillars say out there about like, when you get older, it's harder to smash chicks. Let me tell you something. I go to the gym every day, not every day, 4 or 5 days a week. And there are girls in there that are 18 years old, women in there, single moms, 40 years old, and everything in between. It is easier to smash the 18-year-olds if you want to. That's a little too young for me. I would say maybe 22 or something like that is okay. But it is easier to smash the younger girls because they're more naive, they're more impressionable. It's just easier to do.
But let me tell you this though, man, and like here's what's bizarre. Like I've been to plenty of other like colleges, man, but what's exceptionally unique about this one in particular is they are all just, usually in a college class you might have those you might have some hoes that are in like the mid 20s or late 20s, something like that. Sometimes you even get you get like the 40-year-olds, some really easy targets.
Right. You're going to have all different ages in there.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you about this particular school, because I've been there before a couple semesters. I'm telling you, I'd be in classes. My friend, his shorty's only 25, and she feels awkward saying she's the only older person in these classes. It really is like the 13th grade type shit. We're talking ages just 18 through 20. I'm telling you, my man.
Is it a community college or a university?
No, I wish it was a more scuffed community college. I'd be better off,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, when I went to the university, it was the grad students who had it the easiest with the ladies.
Yeah, but those grad students, I mean, aren't they probably if they're males, they're probably what, like mid 20s or maybe late 20s at the most, right? And here's, I don't know,
you
we
could
all
be in your 40s and be a grad student.
Yeah, I mean, again, if I was just a few years, let's say it was just, I don't know, let's say 28, 29, or maybe just a flat 3.0.
Yeah.
I really would not have a concern, but I'm telling you, and I've told LFA this before, because I already know his deal on this. He's already stated like, hey, man, age don't matter. He's like, I don't care if a 50-year-old man, has just got an 18-year-old, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, there is, maybe because, he might get away with more being, slightly more Chad-like, if you will. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's just that, it's not an awkwardness, because I have no problem, macking on them however old they are, but, 18 and older. But I don't know. There's a weird element there, I don't feel predatory because I know how these young women are. I know what it means when they got, tattoos on their foot and all. I know exactly, how they get down, but it's just, I don't know. It's just a tough environment.
Well, it's only awkward if you make it awkward.
Yeah. So the important thing here, the best advice I would give to you is you got to fucking enjoy yourself. So let's say most of the women that you meet are going to be like on average 20 years old, 15 years younger than you. Fucking enjoy yourself talking to 20-year-olds. If there's a 25-year-old, enjoy yourself talking to the 25-year-old. Don't worry about like, well, these dudes are all like, he's this creepy old guy trying to mac on our girls. Who the fuck cares? Have a good time. Because I guarantee you, those guys, when they're 35, they're gonna be doing the same thing, or they're gonna be attracted to those same age groups. It's just natural.
You know, and a lot of those 20-year-olds want a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, they especially are looking for, I mean, a lot of those girls, 18, 19 to 22, just moving out of parents' home.
But that is, let me tell you this though, that is yet again another huge exception to this the particular state that I live in is like, let's just say a very religious state. You know,
Very, you're
what,
still
is it like
messed
Utah
up,
or
bud.
something?
Is it? Let me try my other phone. So I don't know what's fucking up. Let me try my other phone. Sorry.
that was a very good guess, sir.
Okay, so I mean, I'll take, so as far as religion goes, like, I mean, you almost have to throw stuff like that. It sounds like you can't let stuff like that hang. Can't have hang-ups like that. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and like LFA was saying, you know, he was talking about maybe how I would respond to, you know, how the younger gentleman in the class would look at me. I'm not worried about that. It's just that when you're in a class with like really young, hot ass chicks, and the teacher may also be your age or even younger.
Yeah.
You have to step carefully. Is all I'm saying. You know,
well, I had plenty of friends that were dating, you know, girls my age in college who were dating like 35-year-olds, like in your situation. So it's not something that's unheard of. I've heard of it, even like, you know, it's like the grad student is the teacher and the undergrad is the student in the same classroom. So it really, I mean, you got to kind of own it. That's what I would say. Or like even in a recent situation, I'm talking to a few girls right now, but one of them is 19 and we were hanging out one night and we were even, this was like the first night we were hanging out and we were saying, I said, so how old are you? And she says 19. I'm like, damn, I thought you were pretty young. And she says, how old are you? I'm like, probably old enough to be your dad. And I said, and she took a guess. She guessed like, I'm 41. She guessed 40. So I'm like, holy crap. So it's all about, you know, owning it. And I'm like, I just said to her, so you're all right with that, right? And she's like, yeah. She totally thought it was cool. So, you know, as long as they're cool with it, just roll with it. And then like, I don't know, if you second guess yourself, then she's going to start to, you know, think it's a little weird too. So
yeah, it's not so much. And again, that's the, I'm not trying to front as if like I'm like uncomfortable with it, anything personally. It's not me like personally. Again, it's just that environment and, you know, going in there. All I'm saying is that, and that's another thing I was mainly going to ask when it comes to the LFA, what he would think as far as, what do you think your in would be? You know, if you're in a class, let's just say it's just a class of like 25 plus, just really, let's say that they're all just 18 on the dot. I mean, what would be your in?
Are you a grad student or a teacher?
No. I'm just some fucking bum using, you know, the last of my GI Bill that's drying up just to.
Okay. So you're like on the same level.
I just work remote and shit. Yeah, I'm just your typical, you know.
Okay. So, because I mean, you're kind of talking to the right guy, because I went to college when I was, you know, 24, 25, and that's what worked for me is, you know, girls in my class were, you know, I was the older guy and I just had a bigger stature than all the other guys around me. So I used that to my advantage, and I ended up, you know, that's when I had the most success in my whole life. So, you know, it's just, you got to kind of own your atmosphere. Would you say you look 35 or the thing that I would say is, I mean, if one of them likes you and feels comfortable talking with you, then you roll with it.
Is that still
Gary, it's still fucked up.
Man, that boomer.
All right, we're having phone trouble out here. It could be that. We're having problems out here. 911's down and Frontier's having trouble. It could be related. All right, I'll just watch the show.
It normally carries really clear.
Yeah.
What am I doing? Echoing?
Yes. Well, we can hear our voices.
All right, let me just.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, man, I would just say, like, if you're.
I just muted Carrie.
Okay. I would say, like, yeah, you got to use your uniqueness and it's got to stand out for you. And I would say if if you feel awkward, then it might not be a good situation to get into.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because if one bitch was creeped out, next thing.
If there's ever a situation I get, even currently, like if I sense a girl is like somehow like creeped out by me, I just like keep it moving. So, it's definitely situations you do not want to get into. Because
I mean, if I was either one just like a few years younger, or let's say it was just mid-20s and a little bit older, dude, trust me, I would just not give a fuck. It'd just be like going into the bar, with 2 beers in, it'd be like fuck it, This particular situation is just very unique because every time, I mean, you could just be driving around this campus and on the streets around that area. I mean, you were just seeing young fudges. I mean, just absolutely mouth-watering. Unfortunately, they're just so motherfucking young. And
oh no, yeah, college at first college was tough for me, and then I'm like, you know what, I just got to start hanging out with these girls, and I think it'll seem a lot easier. So
all right, so final say from LFA here. So you would just go in there just swinging away, fuck it.
I would 100% not. Okay, here's what I would do. I would handle it just like any other situation. And hold on, why is this one so big? I would women that are interested in me are the women that I would talk to, and women that are not are women that I would avoid. Just like any other situation. So, if you're at a bar and
but at a minimum, I should definitely wait until there's multiple choosing signals first. You have in that environment, right? I mean, isn't that
no?
The main thing, because here's the thing about choosing signals. And look, I'm all about rewarding a woman's choosing signals, and when she's giving them to you, it's a green light. Go ahead and do it. But choosing signals, okay, a woman might give 100 men choosing signals in one day, and it may mean nothing. She may just want attention from 100 men. So she's giving them choosing signals just to get attention. And at the same time, she might be shy, or she might not notice you. So she doesn't give any men choosing signals, or maybe she would be attracted to you, but she's not giving you choosing signals. So I wouldn't worry about that. Instead, I've said this a million times, be a straight up guy. You can walk up to women and fucking shake their hands and say, my name is Off Aaron C. What's your name? Blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you. Cool. Holler at me, whatever. And all you're doing is meeting people. Now everybody knows your name. You're just a normal guy. And certain women are going to be attracted to you.
But I'm not a normal guy in this scenario. I'm fucking mid-30s going back to fucking. You know what I'm saying?
What's abnormal about that?
Oh, that's it. I'm telling you, at this particular university,
what separates that university from any other university or anywhere else in the world?
Sure. So again, been to multiple other schools. I live in a very holy state. This gentleman here guessed it right off the jump. Now, and I'm in a state where, large families, et cetera. And I'm just telling you, this particular school.
Where are you going? Notre Dame?
No. But
BYU or something.
But this particular school, man, like even if you look at the demographics of the school, if it's possible to look at, I'm telling you, they're just way more exceptional. I'm familiar with what you're saying. You're just talking a typical college out there in America, like on average, like you just go to them and there's a whole, the age demographic is just completely different. This is not like that. I'm telling you, it literally is just like the 13th
I think
grade.
it's in your head, man.
I don't, that's actually the opposite, quite the opposite, because if you're talking, let's just say hypothetical, you're talking Utah and you're Mormon, like age gaps in relationships is nothing new to Mormons.
Is that what you're talking about? Carrie, damn it.
Does it still?
Yes.
Man, that guy and those doobie snacks.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of stuff in your head, I would say. If you like these girls, just talk to them, and and I wouldn't worry about it, because that's the thing. Like, I'll talk to a girl, and if someone's giving me a weird look, you hear my voice. I talk loud and clear, I just keep it social and friendly and appropriate. And
yeah, if if I'm like 10 plus years older than everybody else at the party, it just makes me feel like I've got the biggest dick at the party, and I'm the baddest. I'm the big dog at the party. I have more experience than everybody,
and that is going to be true. Yes, but wouldn't you, gentlemen? You'd have to agree that at certain times, there are certain times where in life maybe you shouldn't Mac, right? I mean, this is just like 2 semesters, call it a day. You know what I mean? Like, should I just even, give a fuck to begin with?
Don't think of it as macking. I mean, just go and here, like, I don't know, some callers, like, talk to the ugly chicks, and then just be friendly with everyone, and then everyone will know you as the friendly guy.
Poke whatever, man. But again, it's just
Here's the thing: macking implies that you're making progress. It means that what you're doing is working. So you don't just jump straight into it's not like you use pickup lines or you're like using some strategical method to turn a woman on. You're just having conversations, right? And some women are going to be interested in you and some women are not. And that's just, no matter where you go, it's always going to be like this. Short, let's say the percentage here makes it less likely for you to hook up and more likely for you to look awkward. The percentage might say that, but the dynamics are still the same. It's just you're playing on hard mode. But it doesn't really matter because the level of difficulty is all an illusion anyways. You're one guy and there's a bunch of other people. Some women are going to like you, whether it's 1 out of every 100 or all 100. It's still the same thing. So you're just socializing, having a good time, and that's that. And you can approach a woman and say, dude, you can fucking compliment a woman's hairstyle. Okay, that's non-sexual. And you could be 65 years old and you could say, hey, I love your haircut. I love your hairstyle. It's not awkward. Or you could be 21 and you could say, I love your hairstyle. Either way, if she's attracted to you and you say something like that to her, she's going to look back at you and be like, oh, fuck, maybe this guy's interested in me. I find him attractive. And the two of you are going to hit it off and she's going to want to talk to you. Like, I think you're overanalyzing the situation.
Probably, yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, hopefully I can, end up laying the wood on one of them little things. But
hold on. Shout out to Bill Hassa with the $6.99 Canadian ducats.
Let me ask you. So, is there like one or maybe 2 in particular that you like, or do you feel like you're just like in a sea of women?
Oh no, I haven't even. That semester hasn't even like started yet. Again, I'm just going to be working full time, then just doing that just for like 2 semesters, simply to add, like, modify a degree, if you will. I just do like remote work, but yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not even in the setting yet, but again, I've attended there when I first moved to the state. I attended it for a little bit. And it was just really hard. I mean, it was torture, man. It was rough, man. Because again, I've been to several other colleges, but they just, I don't know, the ratio. And you can even look it up. Well, I don't know, because that'd be too much information. But just trust me when I tell you that this particular university, if you look at its demographics are listed online, and if you looked at them, you're going to see that the females significantly outnumber the men.
Can I tell you just a quick story from my college experience? I was in college, age 24 to 27, 28, right around there. I went a little bit late. And I had a grad student from my community days. And then I ended up seeing him on the university campus, like in my like junior and senior years. And he would just walk through the campus and just like, I don't know what he was doing. He was never a teacher at that school. And then I started seeing him at the coffee shop, and he became a regular. And anyway, I ended up picking up, like, he really loved, like, talking to, like, 18, 19, 20-year-old girls. He was probably, like, 35, 40. But, like, I would just see him so often. He would just show up on campus so much, and he would just be talking to all these, like, young undergrad students. And I just kind of picked up that he was kind of there to, like, hit on him, or just like started to become obvious. So it's like, that's not something that I would get myself into. And I just felt like it ended up being like a bad look when he would just show up on a campus that he doesn't even teach at. And You know, I mean, you don't, when you're just hanging out just to sort of like see what young chicks are going to show up, it just does that does become a bit of a bad look, I would say. But that's just my advice from something that I've witnessed. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, not that you're personal or anything, but LFA on the regular, I mean, are you hollering at too many chicks that are within that like 18 to 20 bracket, or would you say at our age it's just kind of, you know?
What
I
do
would
you?
say 10 years seems to be perfect, right? Seems like 10 years that perfect. Yeah. I'd have to say, right?
I don't even view it like that. So, I mean, once a chick is into you, she'll justify any age, any, you know, any boundary that she thought was something she would never cross. You know, it's like the red pill guys say they make rules for betas and break rules for alphas. So she may have a rule like, I won't date a guy more than 10 years older than me, but once she's attracted to you, she'll break that rule.
Right. Because I mean, I don't really look my age, you know.
And the thing about it is what anybody else thinks, what the teachers think, or what anybody, like, none of that matters. Literally none of it.
That is a good point. I mean, fuck what they think, right?
Yeah, that's a self-limiting belief. I was listening to Dave Ramsey, you know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Financial dude. Anyways, he was telling this person, because they were talking about driving like an old car. They're like, well, but we've upgraded our jobs and this and that, and you know, maybe it's time we get a new car. And he's like, listen, I am the only one driving my car. All those people judging my car, I don't give a damn what they have to say about my car, because they're not paying for, you know, one of those type of deals. Same thing, right?
Yeah, it is a good point, because you remember the previous scenario I gave you was, you know, had to do with like employment, and that was different because there, you know, there actually was an actual consequence. You know, you could get terminated, you could get in some kind of trouble, but in this particular situation, it sounds to me, you know, as if it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're 100%. You're good. You're overthinking it. And when it comes to girls, the less you think about it, the better your results will be.
All right. All right. Well, I guess it sums that up, man. I figured out.
I would just, you know, appreciate the situation you're in. If you're there to finish school, be there to finish school. And a lot of times, like in those classrooms, you're in there with someone who has the same interests as you. And those are the easiest times. Just let things happen. And
yeah, but I would literally own it. Like, I would be over the top, just because you get much better results going balls to the wall. Like, when in doubt, fire out, go all the way, play through the whistle, than you do like being passive. So if let's say a group of people, like males and females, both were to approach me and they're like, whoa, you're 35 and you're here. Most people here on campus are only 19. I would be like, yeah, I'm just here to slam some young pussy. That's really the only reason I'm here. Like,
it's 2023, man.
I'd be like, yeah, you know, it was pretty lame back when I was 21, but if I knew then what I know now, but you know, I know it now. So I figured I'd just come back, take advantage. And people would be like, well, what the fuck? But they'd be like, that's kind of interesting. You know, it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. And then half of them will just go home and then just like, they'll just look at some X-rated footage of like, just fantasizing about an older dude, you know, because I mean, these girls, I mean, every celebrity that they do like is like our age or older, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Shit. Well, all right, man. Well, that's all I got, man. Just one final thing, man. Hey, you're still, how's Mr. Cantu doing?
You know, I've been trying to figure that out. I've reached out to all of our mutual connects, and nobody seems to know what's going on.
He's not in prison in Thailand or something, right?
I mean, he was in the evacuation over there south of, over there in the war zone. I don't know. Who knows what was going on? But Yeah, shoot me an email and we'll talk about that. I'm not 100% sure. All of his social medias got deleted, so I don't know. But
he's kind of a conspiracy theorist, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say conspiracy truthist, but yeah, I'm
well. It's like that. If you're getting your channel deleted, though, you got to be careful, like what conspiracies you're pushing.
Yeah, well, anything will get your channel deleted. I mean,
yeah. No, if you're going heavy, or if you're saying some stuff that, like, I think he would go like,
we don't have to get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've tried to find him, but I don't know where he's at or what's going on. But I'm shoot me an email and I'll I have some mutual connects that might.
I was just saying, no, that updates. You know, I'm not the feds looking for him or anything, man. It's cool. I just thought I'd ask.
No, yeah. It's all good. I mean, he was in a dangerous spot, though. I know that.
Oh, you said like some war zone. Okay, all right. Well, I didn't know all that, but
yeah.
Anyway, man. All right. Well, shit. You gentlemen, take it easy, man.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Man.
Riggs, you got the photo. I've got the real deal. What's going on?
Oh, I got the real deal as well. Friday's coming, early Friday. So running the brews one more day.
I haven't drank in like almost 3 weeks, so I figured I put out the video that I made. It was like a #1 video, and these streams have been getting a lot more views, so I decided let's celebrate with a couple of beers during tonight's live stream.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, for once, I'm not drinking on the live stream.
It's all good. Sweet Jesus says, it's mellow time, SA. Modelo time, SA.
Yeah, gotta have them.
Yeah. No, this is what all the Mexicans drink. They don't they'll buy Corona with those small bottles. I never see them drinking Dos Equis or Pacifico. They always drink Modelo.
Every once in a while I see them with the Pacifico, but everyone I work with, all my coworkers and shit, it's all Modelo, so I pretty much just ran with them. It's like, that's fuck it. I like them. Everyone likes them, so
Modelo is every Mexican I know's beer of choice.
You guys got a lot of Mexicans out there?
Quite a bit, yeah.
No, okay. I could respect it. Yeah, we got a lot.
Juan Frederico
over here too.
Juan Frederico, you're live.
Hello.
You must be from Jalisco with the blonde hair.
Yeah. Who the hell's this gringo? John H.
Yeah. I hear you.
Bench press.
I hear you. What's up,
LFA and B taper.
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué paso? I bench press not that much right now, maybe 315. I have a broken finger.
What is that, like your 1 rep max, or how long can you go with 315?
I mean, I don't know exactly.
Okay.
Like the highest that I've ever gone was like 350, but right now I'm not really super conditioned, and I have a broken finger on my right hand, so I have a really hard time gripping a bar.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I've had a few injuries, a few
that sucks.
A few hand and wrist injuries in the last couple of years that have sidelined me for like more than a year. A couple times.
Yeah.
Yep, it just comes with
the territory.
Comes with the territory. Yep.
Okay, you can hear me.
Pay to play. Gotta pay to play.
Pay to
so,
play.
I feel like we got the chat popping tonight.
Why'd you say pay to play?
Hey, you're gonna push around heavy weight. You can expect some.
Yeah, sometimes
that's why form is very important.
Yeah, pay the cost to be the boss.
Yes, sir.
Or no pain, no gain.
No, I was gonna say we got the chat popping tonight. We got to get a good hot topic going here.
Oh, show.
I got close to
We got some good heads. Hey, I got one for all the semen retention guys. So have you ever been on like, day 90 semen retention and you're just like, man, fuck it. I'm going to nut in this chick's face.
Was she hired or?
I'm just
locker room talk. Yeah. When I'm on a streak and it's like, this is going to be a massive fucking load. And it's like, yeah.
A massive load, he said. The knuckle ropes are going to be flying
out on this bitch. Yeah.
See, 100%. That's the one thing nobody's ever asked about semen retention. In this, every time they ask about semen retention, tell us about your experiences with semen retention. Like, oh man, this is the same thing every time, man. Oh no, it's like on day 90 one day, and I was just like, oh man, fuck it, dude. I'm calling this chick up. I'm just gonna be like, look, bitch, come here.
Yeah, what's funny though, like there's a lot of people like that will ask questions like how to shoot bigger loads, and there's like videos of like female doctors, like I forget what these channels are called, but there's a lot of real popular female doctors that are kind of attractive, and they'll give guys sexual advice, like they're urologists or whatever. But they'll give them like 5 different strategies to shoot bigger loads. And it's like, I could have answered that question so simply. I would say, go like 3 days without busting a nut. And every dude in the audience would be like, oh, never tried that before.
Hey, LFA, you got to plug the maca route.
What's that?
You got to plug the maca.
Maca. What's the what?
The root.
Maca. Oh.
You call it maca, I call it maca. But
maca, yeah. What? Yeah. No,
that's a very powerful root, and I'm all about natural roots, especially ginger.
I'm not sure if that makes you. If it increases volume, I just know it increases your sex drive like crazy.
Oh yeah. I wasn't saying it necessarily increases volume, but I would say that it's a performance enhancer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You guys don't remember the bodybuilding misc fucking load stack from back in the day? Goated on misc of the bodybuilding forums. Oh man, some gold in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys, how do you guys feel? Do you guys feel at your age, are you producing a lot of testosterone?
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay.
Mine is pretty good.
Okay. No, I think mine's always been pretty good. And I just was going to ask, what are things that you guys do to sort of help with that? Or like what
my
could you
number
give
one
to some...
thing is staying active and eating a lot of beef and fish.
Yeah, I lift weights. I chug raw eggs because cholesterol is converted to testosterone. I'm old school and I don't mind chugging raw eggs. I've chugged like 4 to 6 raw eggs per day for the last 6 years.
Wow.
You ever had salmonella or anything like that?
Yep.
Same.
There's a big misconception about raw eggs having salmonella. That's the big threat. But it's like 1 in 20,000 of eggs actually have salmonella. So you're good.
Yeah,
go eat raw eggs if you want to. Like, it's
and the benefits are so good. Like the nutrients in it's just, it's worth it. Even if I got salmonella like once every 5 years, it would still be worth it.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to
exactly.
do a
It's not a threat. Like,
salmonella.
The media will make it a threat, but it's not at all.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just percentage wise, like I'm willing to take that risk.
Well, I think in general, like governments and in powerful positions want guys to be kind of weak. We're supposed to be workers. We're not supposed to be big bosses.
They want us to be weak and agreeable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of men that the government wants us to be right now.
Yeah, because they don't want you to, number one, they don't want you to generate a bunch of wealth and have, power. And number two, we live in a society where it's like an entertainment consumer society, and they just want you to work your job and buy your shit.
Hey,
that's what they want you to do.
Can you show up Jesse's comment that he just wrote on? Okay.
Here's a head turner.
Yo, Super Game, where you been, bro? Let's go.
I've found the people who carry themselves like real men tend to have low testosterone. So either they're lying about their levels, or this needs to be discussed.
What does that mean? Hold on, for real.
I'm not sure if he's trolling because he said real men.
Here's the head turner.
Here's a head turner. I found the people who carry themselves like real men tend to have low testosterone. So either they're lying about their levels or this needs to be discussed. The funny thing about that is, so it's like real, it's like men that carry themselves like cupcakes are the real badasses with high testosterone. It's like Jesse.
Yo,
Jesse?
oh, here we go.
Oh my God. Even OP's here.
So you got to explain yourself, Jesse.
Hey, there's an echo.
Oh shit. Hold on. Okay, is that better?
It's probably me.
Test. We're
no,
good
so
now.
what I was saying. Okay. So what I was saying was that a lot of people,
Yo,
some of the
Super,
people
what up, bro?
that I see as people who are upstanding, right? Sometimes I don't know. Somehow we'll get into a discussion.
Upstanding men are betas.
Yeah.
Anyways,
More
what I was gonna say.
poor people.
Yeah, real alpha males are incels.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say was that these men end up, like, if we ever get into a discussion, they'll throw out numbers and they'll say something like, yeah, my testosterone is like 200, 250. So, and it just boggles my mind. And then the other people.
It's the guys who brag about the blood work. It's the blood work flexing.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the people who have 700, 800, they have the tolerance of a child sometimes.
Yo, but this is schoolyard cope. Like the people that
I know
talk
what you're
about
saying.
it.
No, yeah. But, well, the thing about that is testosterone is responsible for energy levels, cognitive function, confidence. It's responsible for a lot of things, your sex drive, and also aggression. So when it's responsible for all of these things, when it's high,
dominance.
Dominance too. But when it's responsible for all of these things, then that means it's going to push them all up. So if you're somebody that's naturally aggressive, it's going to make you more aggressive. So if you're an asshole that likes to fight people, it's going to make you more of an asshole that likes to fight people. But, if you're not an asshole that likes to fight people, if you're just kind of cocky, then it's just going to make you more cocky. If people choose to fight you, you're going to be bigger and stronger than them because you have higher testosterone than them, so you can whoop their ass. But it's not going to change your character.
Like, if you like fountain pens, you're going to like fountain pens even fucking more. Okay?
Yeah. True.
That's a discussion on like regular levels, or if you're fucking shooting 500 or 600 milligrams a week.
Yeah, you're not going to experience rage at like 800 nanograms per deciliter, which would be like a really high natural. And 300 would be like a low natural. Somebody that's on gear, like, who's somebody that Greg Doucette or Mark Lobliner, which those guys are two pretty nice guys, right? They're not unhinged. Or Mike O'Hearn. So that's a good example. Look at Cali Muscle. History of being a criminal, history of being crazy and, just doing weird, crazy shit. He takes steroids and he does weird, crazy shit. Right? Whereas somebody like Greg Doucette is kind of dorky. He's a nice guy, easy to get along with. He takes steroids and he's an amplified version of himself. He's screaming like a nut job and he's just crazy, but he's not aggressive. He's not mean. He's not violent. Do you think Greg Doucette conducts himself like a man? No. I mean, I kind of see what you're saying. What about Mark Lobliner?
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
so with Greg Doucette, his thing is like he has this kind of effeminate way of and I guess it's his business too, but I've never been very impressed by guys who make a business of calling other men out. I've always thought it's a really lame way to make a living, and that's kind of how he got his business started. I just never respect those guys. Like John Anthony lifestyle, never respected.
John Anthony, took the same exact thing. He copied Greg Doucette pretty much. But he's just not as entertaining as Greg Doucette. But Greg Doucette has been on YouTube since like 2012. Sure. I used to follow him because he would cover SARMs and he would do like powerlifting stuff. he had like 10,000 subs like I did back then. And I would watch his channel, and he didn't scream. He didn't diss anybody. He was very mellow, I would even say like beta. But all of a sudden he made like one video, like I guess he was like amped up on pre-workout or something. And he's just kind of screaming, and it fucking blew up. And they're like, who the fuck is this guy? We love this guy. So he just stuck with it. That's, I think the showman inside of him, I'll put it like this. He's the best diss critique YouTuber out right now. Nobody else comes close. And that's why he went from 10,000 subs to 2 million subs in 2 years.
So
yeah, obviously something's working, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So why would he change that? But I mean,
right. But did he change it, or, maybe he found something that enabled him to maybe reveal who he really is?
I mean, I don't know if I would say that, because he'll go on streams where he's like interviewing somebody, or he's got somebody at his house and they're talking, and he's really laid back. Like he seems to be cool when he's just with other people talking. But when it's him by himself sitting in a room talking into a camera, yeah, he goes all out. But I don't know. That's a character. I'm 100% sure it's just a shtick.
It's just a business, right? Like the way that you have to make money if you're in a business where this is actually quite an interesting thing. I actually think it's extremely difficult to make money as an influencer or content creator without doing like really kind of like bitch moves. You have to do bitch moves.
Yeah.
Because a bitch is basically someone who needs attention all the time. And it's the business of getting attention and grabbing attention.
Yeah.
And so like, I think that there are a couple people who can make, for example, you never call anybody out. I think that if you wanted to go on the call out, like you could go through the list of PUAs, rip them to shreds, make fun of them, talk about what a big beta they are. Bro, your subscribers would probably soar through the roof.
100%. Yeah.
You're somehow like such a man of principle. I don't know what it is. You've never given into that. I don't know why you've never done it, because you'd make so much money, quite frankly. But most people, if you want to make a buck on the internet, you gotta stoop to that level.
To what he said, it's like those people that whatever real men, they don't talk much, but you take a look, or you see how they do, or how they carry themselves, and that they would, they're aggressive, they would handle things, they would do everything that everybody else wouldn't.
Is that on them or is that on you?
Huh?
Is that on them or is that on you?
I kind of don't understand why you're. I don't understand.
You're kind of whining about like other guys not understanding your, whatever your plight.
No, it's not. It's not about whining. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm basically saying is that the people who end up talking the most, they're the ones who say I'm, this and whatever, and it's like they're the ones that are bragging about their testosterone levels. Because of course they're bragging, right?
Well,
yeah, I mean, come on, who doesn't want the highest tea in the room? Come on, we got it.
Right, but then the other people, and then when they, like it just slips up in conversation. It's like, oh, I got a physical, and I found out that my testosterone is like 300 or
so basically what you're saying,
and I'm just like, wow.
So what you're saying though, is like just people who go out bragging you just think they're not as alpha, or they don't if they brag about their testosterone level, they aren't. Is that what you're saying?
They brag about their testosterone level. They talk about how they get into a fight. They're always loud and boisterous.
I would distance yourself from those people.
But then when shit really kicks off, they're nowhere to be found.
Damn, I was about to jump in there like,
dude, anyone that's bragging about their T levels, I'm not going to be hanging around.
I mean, I don't even know anybody in person who brags about their T levels, but if that would ever happen, I'd delete their number pretty fast.
Yeah, I've never heard that to be a thing. Although
we can bring up to somebody in conversation.
If you guys want to know if somebody has I'm sorry. If you guys want to know who actually has a really high level of T, it's usually people that are balding. those tend to be the people that, believe it or not, have actually very high levels, and that inadvertently makes them lose their hair. Interestingly enough.
Well, so I brought it up, and it was only when we had like 4 people on the panel. I just like, what works for you guys? Do you guys consider yourself to be producing a high level testosterone? I don't brag about like producing a high level testosterone. I just saying what works for you. So I didn't know if what I said was what inspired you.
Okay. The thing about it is like it's literally like a health thing. So when somebody in the chat brings up high testosterone levels, okay, I have high testosterone levels for my age. Probably most of these younger soy boys that are, drinking the tap water and eating the cheeseburgers, it's probably lower than most. It's probably higher than most of theirs when they're 21. And I don't say that as like, fuck yeah, my T levels are fucking higher than you beta males. It's literally like, it's informative. Just like, so like if somebody calls in for dating advice, I'm not going to like, if I tell them like a success story of mine, it's not to be like, hey, yeah, I've got the biggest dick and yeah, these girls fucking love me. Like that's not the reason. It's literally like to give them an informative story. So it's not like when the person asked about test levels and me and V-Taper were discussing test levels. Look, I'm in good shape. I've got a low body fat percentage. I lift heavy weights. I eat right. I am having a beer right now, but that's like a 6-pack lasts me like a month. It's not something that has an impact on me. I'm not an alcoholic. So these are positive messages.
Right.
People out there in the chat can benefit from having high tests. It'll help them burn fat. It'll prevent diabetes. It can actually prevent hair loss because when your testosterone converts into estrogen, when you have an excess amount of it, and estrogen helps the hair stay in. That's why women don't go bald and men do. It's just when you take steroids and you have
true LFA, that last part.
No, it is 100% true.
No, but like when your levels of testosterone are too high.
What you're thinking of is DHT. So there's different types. Yeah, there's different types of testosterone. DHT is what attaches to the scalp. Testosterone,
okay, I'll have to
for the most part, isn't that serious? I'm serious. Like I'm not.
I just want to look it up later.
Yeah, just look up. So, and I know this because I used to do supplement reviews like crazy, and back in like the mid 2000s, pro hormones were mostly legal. Supplement stores would sell them.
Dude.
And the ones that converted to DHT were the ones that were causing the hair loss.
Hey,
the ones that converted.
If you're losing your hair, you need to stop jerking off to porn.
100%.
Like everyone knows that masturbating to porn is a gateway to hair loss, right?
No, yeah. No.
True.
Is like so
I'm playing, but there's some truth to that. I don't know.
Gentlemen, I mean to brag, but you can see I've never seen a clip in my life.
Well, like Trenbolone converts to DHT, whereas like Anavar doesn't really have that problem. So those are two different steroids. Tren is like the monster steroid, like the worst, the strongest one. Anavar is so low grade that it's safe enough for women to take.
Do you believe that like spiritual kind of decisions impact your health?
I believe spiritual decisions impact your health and your physical appearance. That's one superstition I have that is in the
superstition. Why do you call it a superstition?
Because it's not scientific.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I answer that real quick? But then I'll let you guys talk. But the reason why is because let's say you and I are both in a predicament where we're living in a house and we're about to get it repossessed or foreclosed on, and we both lost our jobs. If I'm religious and I say, relax, God is in control. He's going to take care of this. I'm going to work my ass off, but he is in control. So relax. And you're an atheist and you're just like scrambling around like, fuck, what do I do? You're the one that's going to be more stressed out. Collagen levels are going to deplete. Wrinkles are going to show up on your face. You're going to lose hair.
No. A truly godly man would never let a house foreclosure happen. Like in the true idea and the essence of godly, I mean, like
Okay, so you're at a job. Let's say you're at a job and they promote. Let's say you're at a job. Let's say you're at a job and they promote something ungodly, like a very far left liberal message that doesn't fall in line with Christianity or whatever it is, and you say, you know what, I'm going to take a stand, and they say, sorry, company has this certain set of values, so you're out.
Well, I mean,
you lose your job.
That's illegal. I mean, you cannot.
No, it's not. There's a lot of
based on religious behavior.
Not
religious behavior.
There's a lot of quote on what is perceived in modern society as hate speech in the Bible.
Chick-fil-A.
LFA. I just
did you say hate speech in the Bible?
So salute to you for that.
You're completely correct. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I knew you were. I believed you.
Yeah, and the word is testosterone aromatizes to estrogen. By the way, that's what it's going to say. I didn't want to use that word because I didn't think anybody would know what it says.
Well, it's called dehydrotestosterone.
Yeah.
DHT. Yeah. So you're
we're
completely
going to go a totally different direction. Okay.
Yeah. So spiritual decisions affecting your physical appearance. I think that I think that the way you live and the way you think can basically sort of modulate your aura, and your aura changes your physical appearance. It's just very kind of abstract the way I think about it. But if I look at, and I have pictures, I mean, my friend, he was in a relationship with this terrible woman. She treated him terribly. His self-esteem was super low. He dumps her. He works his ass off, becomes super rich. His face changes. He gets in great shape. His face changes. He doesn't even look like the same person. If I show people pictures of him from 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and people look at him now, looks like a different human. Like his jaw looks different. His cheekbones look different. His posture different.
Incredible. That's most incredible thing.
Like,
and I've seen it. I can identify with.
I've seen it times. And you know, it's really interesting. I went to high school, beautiful woman. Okay. We had a woman, she was beautiful in high school, and she gets into all sorts of weird stuff. Okay. She goes to college, dyes her hair a certain color, just completely changes. Okay. And she does not look the same, man. She looks weird now. And like, she doesn't have the strange hair anymore. She's gone back to normal, but she doesn't look the same. She just doesn't look the same. And so I think that it's the spirit. It's somehow, and when you're, again, when I go on a disciplined regimen, my posture, every single thing about me changes. My appearance and my aura just changes. So I think that your appearance is a living and breathing sort of broadcast of who you are making the decision to be.
This sounds like zodiac signs for women.
This basically is astrology. It's my own form of astrology.
Well, you could also make the argument that zodiac signs would actually help your appearance and all that too, because if you woke up every day and just read it and you're like, well, I'm going to meet 2 new people and I'm going to have a massive change in today's life, it'd be a lot less stressful because you would just kind of walk through the day thinking, well, it's already predetermined anyways. So, you know, and stress levels play a massive role. Cortisol lowers your testosterone, lowers your confidence, fucks up your sleep, gives you wrinkles, gives you bags under your eyes.
I had argued that identifying with these problems is not masculine. Like, oh, I don't have the right dopamine. I don't have 10% of, this cortisol in me. Therefore, I can't function. It's like,
what about it? What if you have cancer and do you identify with cancer?
Oh, hold on. That's a big jump. Huge jump. If you have a terminal illness, that's a
what if you have the flu?
Thing.
That's pretty much analogous to what he was talking about.
I don't think terminal cancer is analogous to dopamine or cortisol differences, right?
Well, no, what I mean is if you say that it's not like masculine to want to determine your health levels.
No, I hear this a lot amongst men is this kind of molecularizing, like
molecularizing your behavior.
You have 10% of this, and you can only have 18% of this, and you got to fast for 5 days.
Anxiety, and I'm introverted, and I'm autistic. It's a lot of these kind of neurological sort of excuses.
Yeah, and I see it more. I don't operate that way, but I see it more. I'm curious about if you guys kind of operate that way.
Well, it depends. If you're really exaggerating, that can play a factor too. But I look at it like this, right? For example, if you are like chronically, if you have inflammation like chronically on a chronic level, and you tell yourself, okay, maybe I just need a detox, maybe I need to eat more fiber, maybe I need to drink more liquids, and that'll help me. But maybe you just are over 40 and you haven't had a colonoscopy, you know what I mean? And you haven't had somebody like really look inside of your body and see if there's anything wrong. You could have something internally happening. You could have a cancer growing in your body for all you know. And if you get it checked out early, then you can sort of mitigate that. If it's not like at a very high stage, if you're like stage 1, like 3 to 1, then you're fine. Stage 4 would obviously be terminal. But I guess I said all of that to say this, that it's not necessarily a bad thing to keep an eye on your levels. Now, when you do it in an obsessive way, then yes, I agree with you that that's not really necessary. But sometimes you don't know what's wrong with you until you take these steps.
Yeah, and so there's certain things that are like underneath the hood that you're not really sure about, like poor liver health, high cholesterol, and cortisol and things like that are factors as well. So high cortisol, high stress, which can be self-induced. If you're not good at like sitting back and breathing and saying it's going to be okay, man. If you're just somebody that freaks out over little situations, you can stimulate your own cortisol levels. And when those are high, it's going to have a massive impact on your life. And you may not know what's causing it. So it's not a bad idea to understand this stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Going to the doctor at least once in a while and getting yourself checked out. If you have insurance, you got the every 6 month or I think yearly physical. It's not a bad thing. Get some blood work done. See what's going on with your body. If you're really vitamin D deficient and you need to take like a pill once a day.
Yeah,
there are certain things that can be resolved just by simply going out and getting yourself checked out.
Yeah.
If you got a leaky dick, you might have messed with somebody raw, and you might have messed yourself up. So it might be a good idea to go to the doctor.
Yeah,
you're not gonna pray that way.
I went like a year and I was sleeping like 4 hours a night, and I couldn't figure out why. I was still working out. I was still getting through my life, but I was only sleeping like 4 hours a night. And so I went to the doctor and found out why my dick was leaking. I'm just kidding. No, I went to the doctor.
Oh, I had chlamydia.
I went to the doctor and
surprise.
No, my cortisol levels were high. It was weird. So it was like, something was going on. I had high cortisol, and literally, I like they offered some medication, but it was like this hardcore shit. And I didn't want to take it. I started taking ashwagandha, and I started like lowering my carbs. I researched that. I was like, okay, I'm going to lower carbs. And all of a sudden it like went back to normal. I started sleeping 8 hours, but
it worked out.
Had I not identified what the problem was, I wouldn't have known.
It worked out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm about to hit 40 next month, and I understand the importance of actually taking care of yourself and, getting checked out. And even if you don't go to the doctor, small changes that you make throughout your day, stay more hydrated, go exercise once in a while.
Especially, encroaching the 40s. I'm like, here, I got like the, I got the bar. Like, I do it every time I piss, doing rows. Because I think strength training is very important,
Yeah, your cardiovascular health plays a big factor in that too. I actually have probably oversharing here, but I have a stress test I have to do on when is it next week? Just because you do exams and they want to make sure your heart is okay. They probably want to just drain my insurance as well, but I'd rather be safer than sorry. Like let me go do the stress test. Even though today I did a 2-hour workout before I started work. It doesn't matter how healthy you physically look or feel. Something could always be wrong under the hood.
So I realized what I kind of wanted to talk about. So it's not so much that I wanted to talk about those with high testosterone levels, but that there are people who you would think have high testosterone levels, but they have low testosterone. And I think basically what I was trying to say was that I feel like we as a society, our testosterone levels are just lower in general compared to people from way back
most
then,
men are pussies
because of the lifestyles we lead, the food that we eat, and all that. That's basically what I was trying to say. So it's like people who should be having 600, 700 because of how they, what they eat, how they perform. It's just in general, I think society has made it so that most people will have lower testosterone levels than they should.
But what do we do about it, Supra? What do we do about it? How do we move forward? What do we do?
Well,
I agree. Like, what do we do?
Well, then change your lifestyle.
Stop drinking the water.
What's your lifestyle, Jesse?
It's not that great. I can tell you right now. I guarantee you, the lifestyle I'm leading, I'm probably going to lose more of my hair. Or like right now, it's thinning. So, what?
Oh boy!
Do you not practice what you preach?
Huh?
Spill your beans, Supra.
Yeah.
Preach.
Nah, man. I will be 100%. I will never tell anybody that. Oh, you should do this. You should do that. It's just that I noticed these observations, and I noticed that.
Yeah. Well, I noticed your observations are very pessimistic, and like how, like when I brought up.
Say that sometimes.
No, when I brought up high tea, like the comment that you made sort of alluded that like we were acting macho or whatever or something. Like, you know, I don't think that's what it is.
Why do you think that I was going to relate to you?
I was because your comment sort of came out of our conversation that.
I thought you were trolling. I thought it was sarcasm because
not at all.
Somebody in the chat said, LFA and V-Taper, what are your test levels? And, you know, we had both said that they were pretty decent. V-Taper plays sports. He works out. I do the same. You know, I don't know what his diet's like, but he seems like he's pretty thin and in good shape. And, you know I eat right. So it was literally like a beneficial question, just like the people that were asking, like, what do you think about semen retention? Or, you know, I'm having a baby. What should I do? Same thing, right? But he was asking about testosterone. And then you came in and you're like, it literally looked like a troll question. I wish I could find that. It's too deep in the chat now.
I was just trying to make it as a discussion point.
No, that's cool. That's why
I thought it was sarcasm, and I think anybody on the panel would have thought it was sarcasm when they read it if they didn't know who you were, because it said
okay.
Usually the guys that have the high testosterone, or is what it say? Usually guys that are real men don't have high testosterone because.
You're like reading
Jesse.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
like that.
It's like the way that I think is sometimes different than other people.
Yeah.
So I need to recognize that.
Like, no, if you were to tell John or Neo, like if you were just to blurt this comment out and say real men have low testosterone, they would think you were joking. Like they wouldn't even take it serious. Am I right? Like,
what's up, Blake?
I don't know.
What's going on?
I'm now recognizing, or I've been recognizing that I think differently than other people. I could read that comment and I wouldn't see it as sarcasm.
Well, look at it like this too, right? This is sort of a community of people that get together, and we do want to self-improve to an extent.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to ask about T levels. You know, even if you're somebody that doesn't exercise, like you want to know 2 quick natural ways to boost up your test. Take vitamin D and zinc. That's it. Those are 2 of the quickest. If you don't want to exercise or eat healthy, those are some of the best ways to actually raise your levels naturally. But having the discussion in this sort of like little bubble that we have here, I don't think there's anything wrong with us doing that. You know, you want to improve. Is that not the goal of you going on these channels, or do you want to just shoot the shit and troll? And if you want to see troll, then that's also okay. But you're gonna get some backlash from that, you know.
See, when you first started calling into the show, Jesse, you would call in with your shirt off and you would say, "What's up, Blake?" Like, dude, nobody would call him Blake except for you and your shirt's off. So I think everyone had this first impression of you that you were calling in, like you were the troll that would show your face.
I wouldn't, but I wasn't trolling. I literally told you guys.
You had this smirk on your face. Your shirt was off. Smirk on your face. You're like, "What's up, Blake?" Like that was just a total snarky way of calling it.
No, I'm telling you, real. No troll whatsoever. Maybe I had a smirk because I was like, "Wow, I'm actually calling into the show." And I was maybe like thinking about my appearance and how you guys might think of it. So then I started smirking because I was like, okay, this might be a little bit weird, but I don't care. It's hot in this room. So that was my thought process. Like,
I think everybody's very unfair to Jesse sometimes. People are very unfair. He says one thing, he says a couple of disagreeable things. Everybody jumps in on him. You know, people treat Jesse like a fawn. And then all the hunters, as soon as they see Jesse dancing to the forest, they fucking get the rifles. Like, oh, kill him, get him. That's Jesse. That's Jesse.
No, but that's how it's been in my life sometimes. Like
that's that super gang shit.
I found it, guys. Okay,
super gang.
Hold on, were we jumping on him for this? Here's a head turner. I've found the people who carry themselves like real men tend to have low testosterone. So
What?
either
Yeah,
they're
okay,
lying
yeah, we
about
got
the
receipts.
levels.
I mean, how should I have phrased the real
on.
men?
Dude,
I didn't know
this-
how to phrase it.
What
How
he
should I have
means,
Here's
phrased
a
it?
head turner.
trying to
Such
say,
a feminine intro. Here's a real head turner, folks.
Like upstanding men? I don't know. Like men that carry themselves well? I didn't know how to word it, honestly. I was actually playing that. I was like, I swear, this is going to come
It
across
means
wrong.
men who stand up being.
Jesse. This is what's going on. Everybody's beta shaming Jesse. You know, it's unfair. The media is very unfair to Jesse. Jesse is like,
Beta shaming.
I don't think he's being beta shamed. We're all just joshing.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it was just we weren't picking on him. It was just the fact that we thought he was first. We thought he was trolling, and then we thought he was coming after us because we said we had decent test levels. So basically, what he implied was that we aren't real men because our testosterone's too high.
That is the inference.
I wasn't even thinking of that. I'm so tired right now.
yeah. So I actually
want some answers. Super. Come on, man.
Actually, was
What
saying
answer?
he tends to, you know, and this does happen, right? There are a lot of macho, kind of aggressive, seemingly alpha guys, and it turns out medically they might have low testosterone. I think that's what he was saying.
No. High testosterone. These same people. Or I'm sorry, that's not what I was trying to speak about. I was trying to speak about the men who carry themselves well, do the hard things. They're hard workers in their company, and then somehow they just, you know, end up telling me, "Oh yeah, I just got my physical, and I just found out I only have 300 testosterone."
Okay.
Or not only 300. They said I have 300 testosterone. Is that supposed to be of concern? I
Is
was
that like a red pill?
Yeah.
So I guess right, and that is interesting. Like if you look at Brandon Carter, guy's a millionaire, guy's jacked. He had low testosterone, got on TRT. So they're like all these like jacked guys who are super successful going on TRT or finding that they have low testosterone. So that does tend to happen. It is kind of scary, to be honest, because you start to think like, holy shit. If Brandon Carter's having low T, are we all fucked? Like, you know, I don't look at Brandon Carter. I don't make, you know, all the things that people say kind of that physiologically raise your testosterone, like making more money and winning and being more successful, you know, and then, so I don't know. I think that's what you're saying, right? Joe Rogan. Yes. You said Joe Rogan does TRT. So Kino Body is natty. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with taking TRT, to be perfectly honest. We all are fighting a battle of attrition. We're getting older. You know, there are certain people that can certainly benefit from it. I think it's quite all right, honestly. And the idea of shaming someone for being on TRT, I think is also ridiculous. You know, like maybe you just need it. It might just be something that'll give you that push to do other things in your life that are more important, you know, instead of worrying about where your T levels are on a regular basis. I'm sorry, I just want to finish this. No amount of retention, no amount of intermittent fasting. There's no amount of anything that you do that's gonna fight the hands of time. Like time always wins. The wall, right? Men hit a wall too.
Yeah. So
TRT is fine. I'm pro TRT. Sorry.
Interesting. When I go to the next county north, they have the TRT building right next to the dispensary building. It's like this, the doctors are both prescribing THC and they're both prescribing testosterone. And, you know, it's not something I would ever look into unless I was in my maybe low 50s. Because, you know, we got LFA, we got that maca root. Plenty of supplements. I think as long as you're active, supplements, you know, there's a lot that affects your testosterone. But it does all come from your nutsack. It does all come from your nutsack.
How do you spell that, Macan?
That's
it all comes from your nutsack.
Two things that
And,
you need
and
to
that was something that I didn't really
icing your balls and then sunning your balls. Always expose your balls to extreme temperatures.
You should never have cock shame.
The more you do that, and in fact, when you have enough money, get a penthouse and make sure that your penthouse has a ball sunning station. It's like kind of covers you and just has this little like window that you can slide open that lets the sunlight, and it's just like you have a special kind of a bed that's elevated in the air where you can just go like this.
Oh man.
We're hearing Prawn's, fantasies, which is interesting.
Great for the winter.
Overlooking New York City on the 35th
Oh, that'd be beautiful. Yeah.
ball tanning station house, and every morning when you wake up and do it, your wife looks at you. Oh fuck, is he doing it again? He's doing it again. Why did I marry this guy? Oh God, what are we doing? What is my life? Well, I live in a penthouse, so I won't complain. That's life. That's fucking life right there.
I have heard something. I have heard that what was it? It's buck piss will actually help. Buck piss will actually help you boost your testosterone levels. They've been selling it at GNC.
Bro,
share my screen.
You go to GNC. They have it. The thirsty sales guy in the store is always there. Man, he's all jacked up. He wants to sell you stuff because retail's dying. GNC is an experience just to go and like be violated by a sales associate.
Yeah,
I want to be.
It's funny.
What a sucker.
I usually know, I know what all supplements do and ones that work and ones that don't. So I get a good kick walking in there and just hearing what this, 20-year-old that knows jack shit about nothing has to say about the supplements. So I'll ask them, and they have a sales pitch. GNC doesn't educate them correctly. They just teach them how to sell supplements. So, this stuff this stuff over here makes you bigger, fuller, stronger, harder. It's like,
right. I would argue most of the people that are coming in. Yeah, the people that are coming in are looking for a shortcut, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, let's be real. Like, it's very rare that you're going to find someone that is actually willing to put in the hard work and supplement it. It's got to be less than 10%.
Milk a bull.
And that's one of the most beautiful things for masculinity is to work hard and have like a supplement.
Yeah.
On top of that, I think it kind of boosts a lot of different things. It's having a
lot of
wilderness.
A lot of people will like Kino Body promotes like a 2-day workout plan, which that's his brand, and he's a cool dude, by the way. One of the first people to comment on one of my videos. He was actually kind of famous, so I'll always love that dude for some reason. No, but he promotes like a 2-day workout plan. The reason why I would never do that is because to me, working out is a lifestyle. Yeah. And if it were only 2 days a week, I wouldn't have that lifestyle.
It's something you just incorporate in your lifestyle, as you said. And
my least favorite day.
Don't understand this.
Yeah, I fucking hate rest day because it's like I don't get to go get that fucking pump, get that high from working out today.
I'm the same way. I feel the same way. I actually, what's funny? I started going at like 7:30 in the morning every day, and I found something that really helps me actually get up out of bed. If I didn't get enough rest, it's just like as soon as I wake up, take a hot shower. I just let that hot water hit my body, and then as soon as I'm out of the shower, I am kind of motivated because now my body is bathed, and now as a result, I want to actually move around instead of going right back to bed. And I found that that's helped me get my workouts in pretty early. So I think in general, just to get your day started, I think it's a good idea. Just get out of bed and shower right away. Don't give yourself time to lie down and look at your phone or, go grab a snack or anything like that. As soon as you jump in the shower and you get out, you're gonna feel a little bit rejuvenated to an extent, you know, and then from there just go outside and get some air.
You feel like freshly picked
I
lettuce.
just feel like I'm crawling back into the vagina when I take a warm shower.
Yeah, you can take a cold shower, man. Cold
Yeah,
plunging
take a
will
cold
boost your
shower.
testosterone too.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong or anything. It's just kind of comfortable, you know. I want the discomfort. I want like discomfort. Right when I wake up, I want something that's going to shock me.
Well, heat is also a therapy. You know what I mean? So engulfing your body in hot water soothes your muscles, you know, so it kind of helps like loosen up your joints a little bit as well. You could do the cold shower too, but some people don't react well to it. You know, it really depends. Like a lot of people might not react properly to having their body shocked.
Oh,
like
you're going to react from a cold.
I know you porn addicts probably never even heard of it. But Google it.
Classic.
I was at a fucking Scandinavian spa, and you go from hot water as you can be in, and then you just go straight to the cold water. You just keep doing it.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. It's like a Jewish workout. You know, you go hot tub, sauna.
Yeah, I like just sitting in a sauna for like 45 minutes.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Sauna is the bomb.
Fuck yeah.
Sauna's
Wait,
good.
is that the one where you sit in and there's like steam coming through?
Oh, no, that's
5 minutes.
The best one's
That's
the
it.
finish sauna is the best.
Sauna is just a really hot room, basically. They have like
No,
those
5
really
minutes, like 10 minutes.
I don't know
tops.
the steam. I can't do the steam saunas. They're like
Yeah, I can't.
fucking death.
Nah.
And then the
Can't go
infrared
into my
saunas, I
room.
don't like those either.
Maybe
No,
you don't
I can't go into
belong.
my
Finish one.
YMCA steam room anymore because there's usually just two men in there jerking each other off.
That's one thing you have to deal with
Whoa,
at
it
every
sounds like a
gym.
personal experience right
No,
there.
that's actually
At every gym,
Very
every
possible.
gym you go to, there's always going to be that one guy in there with a tiny penis that wants to be butt naked in the locker room, and he wants you to look
Damn,
at
y'all's
it.
imaginations are.
No, it's so weird because
That's
it's like
like
you walk in there
imagination.
and it's like, not this motherfucker again. He gives you nightmares, but he's always in there. And it's like, damn it, not this fucking guy again. And he's about to whip his towel off and he's about to face you directly. And he's not gonna stop until you fucking look at it.
He's always the most
That's some confidence, man.
LFA, how do you do?
Sounds oddly specific.
That has never happened to me, bro. I don't know why that happens.
God damn.
Does that?
Man, they're
I
different
say it
generations.
jokingly, but
Different generations.
gym bros know what I'm talking about. That dude is fucking in there. Every gym you go to.
Does
You
that?
gotta admit though, that's pretty confident for a dude with a small dick.
Him for like the entire day. There's like the TV kind of outside the locker room by the sauna section. He'll sit there, watch the fucking TV. 45 minutes later, he'll just be there in the showers again. After, he's there when you start your workout. He's there when you finish your workout. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're spending the whole day at the gym.
Yeah, there are those gym perverts. It's worth it to be a member to be a pervert.
No, they go in.
Okay.
Actually, it's really funny. So there was this New York sports club in the city. I live in New York, so I used to go there for my old job, and I was in the sauna, and there was this dude. Right, there was like 3 dudes in there. It was a pretty big sauna, and this dude came in, and he just peeked in, and he goes, "Hey guys, has the party started yet?" Yeah, I walked out as soon as that happened. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, this is too much. So yeah, all that gym shit is real, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird shit.
That's
Yeah,
why I
you're gonna
got a
encounter
gym
weird
in my
people in
apartment.
life, You're
You
gonna
guys got some
encounter
bad
weird
sauna
people.
stories, man.
It's true.
It just sounds like people in a.
It's not just the
like
sauna.
how they
right? It's
act
not
in the
just
locker
gym, it's
room.
just
Like,
life,
there's always people that try to make a party out of being in a locker room. Like, hey, the boys are here, whatever kind of thing.
No, there was literally a sign in the men's locker room that said like no inappropriate behavior. You'll get your membership terminated. All this stuff.
Gay as fuck.
Yeah, it's true. That was the New York Sports Club in Times Square. They had closed out.
Yeah, I mean, I understand.
No, I wouldn't doubt it in a steam sauna because you can't even see fucking 2 feet in front of you in a steam sauna. So you could literally just sit there and be fucking doing inappropriate shit and nobody would even know.
Oh,
that fat dude in the gym knows. He's the one that LFA sees. He knows.
Hey,
It happens.
Boots on the ground. We got field experience.
Yeah, good.
I really, You know what I like? I like the direction that this show is going. It's starting to turn into a bunch of guys who just like talking shit, right? No, but it's good. It's good. It's steering away.
It's part of being a
from
man.
but it's but I
Right.
like that because it's steering away from this eternally depressing, oh my god, my girl problems, my girl problems, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
my bottom line is like let your balls drop and act accordingly. I mean,
Hey,
the feminized culture of
Hey, I'm part of the manosphere, but I've always preached a different message. And if you notice, when I talk about these manosphere subjects, I critique them and make fun of them. I don't talk about content creators, but I critique the concepts.
Sure.
I think most of the shit you hear in the manosphere is like there's some good information, but most of it is just like causing guys to be insecure and giving them, these weirdo vibes with women.
And then I think a lot of it is like pushing them to think in ways that are just unrealistic and not going to really serve them.
Yeah.
Yo, LFA, do you put your kill count out there, or is that like secret?
What's kill count?
How many
like how many girls you blew through?
Because
I think that might, like, if you could rate like all of the red pill influencers, it'd be like the kill count, like who's at the top, and then that's who we're gonna take our information.
No,
from.
well, here's the thing.
1,000 kills.
Here's the thing. For one, I was fucking the same girl for 10 years. So whereas another content creator might have hooked up with 500 women in that 10-year time span, I hooked up with one more than 500 times, right? So who's going to develop more of a skill? The person that goes to 500 job interviews or the person that has a 10-year career? Who's going to have more skill? The guy that has completely 100% learn the anatomy of a woman that he's been with 500 to 1,000 times, or the guy that has just got drunk and hooked up with random chicks, got his dick sucked or whatever, thousands of times. Who's going to know more?
Obviously the guy who had the career. But I'm actually curious.
I came out of a 6-7 year relationship, and then I felt like I was starting from scratch. Like I was like, oh fuck, man, this is all new to me. All this cold approach and all this.
No, it's not. The only thing that's new is dating apps and social media, which means that most guys have zero social skills. Who'd we just lose? We lost somebody.
Who cares?
Dirty Jesse, but nobody notices because everybody hates him.
No, he'll be
back.
But
though I felt like I was like starting from scratch, I felt like I knew women better. Like I've been with them. I've been with them every day, and I've been, dealing with them for 10 fucking years and all their problems. I kind of knew, them better than, just, fucking them once.
So I'm not sure what where's I'm not sure what you were trying to.
I think what he means is that after those 5 or 7 years, when he finally brought a girl over and she was like, hey, do you have any extra tampons? He was like, yeah, look under the sink. And then she was happy, made him breakfast. We don't know why she was on his period and spent the night, but she was comfortable. She was happy, and he got it. She came back for seconds.
Well, I just felt like like being out of the game for so long. Like maybe if you were in the game, cold calling all the time, you'd have a better understanding of how to do that. But you would also
So when you think being in a relationship,
but also being with a woman.
Do you think being in a relationship means you're out of the game?
Right.
Yeah, I think
I want to know what in the game.
I think being in a relationship means you're in the game.
Yeah, but so the thing is that I think maintaining and sustaining a relationship the correct way requires more game than just getting a girl for one night. Because if you the difference,
I listen to a lot of these guys.
So
sorry, I listen to a lot of these guys, and it seems like they're just juggling girls. But then when I listen to something like someone like LFA, it's more like long term. It's more like how you actually keep a girl. Like I don't like if you're
So
dating.
here's the
girl for,
thing.
like,
That's much
2
harder.
months,
Right?
Let me
That's
explain
actually
this.
harder.
Let me explain this to you. So the reason why I don't really talk about attraction, which is okay, guys that have no women, no prospects, those are the guys that need to know, how do you text a girl? How do you cold approach a girl? What do you say to a like that? To me, that's all irrelevant. Go call a couple of your friends, go downtown, go to a bar, drink a few beers, talk to some girls, you'll get some pussy. It's not that hard. Okay, that's all you have to do. So I'm not going to sit there and spend like countless amounts of hours talking about that, because I'd be fraudulent if I did. Because like there's no amazing techniques or strategies to do that. Literally be in good shape, be confident, take good care of yourself, look halfway decent, be social, it'll happen.
And that's part of the PUA scam, is telling people that this is like a martial art that you can just get like better and better at for like put your 10,000 hours in and you're going to get better and better. It's like, no.
Yeah.
The problem with, I wouldn't even say the problem, but I would say the PUA strategy is to essentially be like the pharmacies, you know, like the pharmaceuticals. They want to give you a prescription for something that works temporarily, but they don't want to treat the actual problem.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is that they're good at having sex and hooking up with people because they're doing it for a short amount of time, but they don't actually have any real life people skills. They don't know how to talk to these women and keep actual interest. The burning genuine desire thing that they talk about, it's true initially for attraction, but to keep that desire is actually more difficult than just running some random like lot lizard or bar slore.
Can I say this real quick?
The difference is that, okay.
So let me just get this point out really quick.
Yep.
So, you know, you hear a lot of people say that women want like married men. They want a man that's already taken. And a lot of like the manosphere will confuse that for like, well, it's pre-selection. Women want to like, they want a man that other women want. But in reality, when you're in a relationship, you're in tuned with what it takes to be a companion with another person. So when you find yourself talking to other women that you may work with or whatever, you carry yourself like a man that is capable of a long-term relationship. And that's what they're attracted to. It's not the fact that you have a wife. It's the fact that you carry yourself like a man that can have a wife.
Yeah. So
and when you're in a relationship, you just have that.
Well, so
that's
a
super
woman
smart,
validates your sexuality to other women.
What's that?
So a woman validates your sexuality to other women.
No, she validates your sexuality by the way you carry yourself, by the way you conduct yourself, by the way you communicate. And when you're in a relationship, when you live with a woman and you're just, that's the zone you're in, like that's just how you are. You're not some dude bro running around with his friends, drinking beer all the time and partying, doing crazy shit. You're in a relationship. You're committed. You're stable.
Right. But again, you're, this is a validation from a woman. Right.
It's not a validation. It's literally the way you communicate is going to be different because you're in a stage of your life where your relationship mature. You're not like in a single guy pickup artist phase where you're trying to spit game. Instead, you're like it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not communicating this in the way.
I understand 100%.
Well, yeah, it's a talking point.
I would say the other thing. So the main difference between short-term and long-term is that from being married is like you have to be consistent. You have to do what you say you are going to do. You have to be a man of your word. You have to have that. If you don't have that and you say, oh, I'm going to wake up at this time and then you sleep in, or I'm going to do this at this time and you don't, it just
game over.
It just starts to tally up on like the reasons as to why you're not. I can't explain. It's like if you want to maintain that mystique as a man, you have to be that guy who just gets shit done.
Yeah,
does what he sets
consistency
his mind to.
is masculine.
Yeah.
Consistency is masculine.
Well, and the thing about marriage and also having children. So if you have a wife and you have kids with your wife, you are going to be a favored candidate at job interviews for promotions and things like that, because they're going to look at you and say, this is a guy I can trust. Why can I trust him? Because this guy has to provide. This guy has to be responsible. This guy has no choice.
Yeah,
we can trust this guy. Whereas this, you know, this hot shot might be high IQ. He might be strong as a motherfucker. He might be charismatic, but no wife, no kids. It's like, yeah, this guy has, you know, he can afford to take some L's right now. Maybe we can't trust this guy. And it's the truth.
It's easier to trust someone that has something to lose.
Yes.
That's what a lot of these employers do. If you look at all the people
Is that not? Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, I mean, what a proposition.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't think it's about having a woman validate you to other women. That's actually a good point to bring up, because I think it's
when you have a woman, I think you just carry yourself differently. Because you carry yourself differently, you have that confidence. You rate certain things.
Just to finish off this point real quick, I like to look at it like this: when someone acknowledges your existence, when people can say that they want to be with you, and other people see that, you come across as somebody just more trustworthy in general, as opposed to the random guy that's sitting by himself in the bar. You know what I mean? That doesn't talk.
And more desirable.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's I guess you could say it's a choosing signal in a way. It doesn't mean you need this validation. It just simply means that these women know that as a byproduct, because you have this person, you're capable of getting people and holding someone's attention. So that's the way I look at that.
So like, and this is okay. So this is also what PUAs miss out on a lot, is that like just having friends and knowing people in your city and being well known and kind of having that like element of social popularity goes way further than game. And so where a lot of PUAs really sabotage guys is they give a lot of advice on like how to go out alone. But the real advice is like, what you should not be going out alone. You should have a group, you should have a squad, you should have friends, you should build that up. Then you go out.
Yeah.
How the hell do you do that?
No, to piggyback on that.
Amen.
Piggyback on that.
On Craigslist.
If you're going out and you're the lone, you know, the guy who rolls up to the club alone, doesn't know anyone, and then is bouncing around the club, approaching every single girl, you come across as the creep.
Well, that's the same thing in the manosphere as like when I make a video and it's like, stop focusing on girls, focus on your career, focus on, you know, getting your shit together. And, you know, the rest of it will fall in place. And then most of the manosphere will say, nah, fuck that. It's all about game. It's all about game. And it's like, okay, I understand social skills matter, but you guys are making an excuse and you say, I'm coping. When I say, like, they say I'm coping because I'm not preaching game, but in reality, they're coping with their shortcomings.
Game
of
is
not,
everyone knows
they're not achieving the things in life that they should be achieving. And so instead they use sex, partying, hookup culture as a cope. Right. Literally,
it's an escape. It's an escape.
Yeah.
And if you are prioritizing the person, like if you're prioritizing a skill set that gets you laid over skill sets that make you money and win you friends and bring you overall life success, you are by nature pedestalizing women, because that skill set is really not useful. It's really just a con. It's knowing how to scam people and convince them that you're better or more high value than you actually are. You're embellishing the product rather than improving the product.
Yeah. Well, you see a lot of guys, they're fucking working out, they're getting fit, they're getting their lives together, and then they get a girlfriend finally because they're looking like Chads, and then all of a sudden they get fat and they're drinking beer and they're not focusing on their career. Like, can you not like have a girl who makes you want to make money, want to focus on your career, want to be a millionaire, want to make a better life for her?
100%.
She can't make you want, like, she can't give you your motivation.
Well,
you have to have it already.
She can.
It's perspective.
If she really gets into your head, you want to impress her. You want to give her a life. You want to make her build her a mansion.
I see what they're saying and why they're criticizing you, because it should be within you. And then, you know, you become that man, and then women can rely on you to always be that man anyways. And you can rely on yourself to be that man, but there's nothing wrong with women being your inspiration. Like, so
that's a good thing.
Guys will tell dudes about like work.
That's a moot point. That's an arguable point. There's nothing wrong.
Not really. Because here's the thing. Your sex drive and your desire to fucking have a girlfriend is a major issue. And it, like, to me, that's the reason why guys want money. That's why they want a nice car. for the most part. So what if you're at the gym, and what if women are your motivation to work out and get stronger? Okay, if my motivation is, well, I just want to be healthy and I want to be strong and I want to be in good shape, or maybe I want to win a competition. I'm motivated to win a competition. Okay, this guy over here, his motivation is women, and we both get the same results. Who cares what the motivation is? Whether the motivation is your wife, it's your children, it's within you. I don't care.
Be the best you can be.
But long term, I think you might not, because the thing is, like, doing anything with the expectation of validation is always a very weak place to draw motivation from. It's also very fragile, and it can be destroyed, and it can evaporate very quickly. And everybody I know who has done things with the intention of wanting to impress women, or who has done things with the expectation that this is going to get me more girls, long term, they always collapse, right? They get that girlfriend and they just drop it. They lose that motivation. You have to, I think that women can be a motivator. I think for most men, access to women is a motivator, but it's a very primitive place as a man to draw your motivation from, because then, you know, you're saying that your primary motivation is just sex, right?
But
then
maybe it's
what,
Hold on.
what happens?
Hey, don't lose track of the point you're about to make. But I thought Beautiful Life was joking, but Amazon does offer healthcare, medical care for $9 a month. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
What the fuck?
I thought she was trolling, but
I mean, is it good healthcare? We'll have to check that out.
Obamacare 2.0.
All right, y'all can get your health care now.
It's Bezos care.
No, I mean,
Bezos
okay. There's a root to these kind of issues, right? Like, when I come in here, I see the kind of results of certain things, and it's not addressing the root. This is about men taking accountability for their lives, and, you know, the rest follows.
True.
But it's not that easy.
But
I think
where does that accountability come from? Is the question.
Merely taking accountability won't push you towards extreme results, right? If you want extreme results, you have to draw motivation. You have to have a purpose from somewhere. You know, accountability will get you to average results or maybe slightly above average.
Well, and that's the plight of your life. If that's what you want, mediocre results, then you're going to get mediocre results. I mean, that's my argument. Is like, if you want to excel and be the best of the best, you're going to do everything to become the best of the best. This is all just up to the owner of their life, which is
you need to have purpose for your own life. I don't think there's anything wrong with using women as motivation, but if that's where it caps off, that's the issue, because once you've met that goal of achieving said relationship, your motivation shrivels up because you didn't have anything past that to look forward to.
True.
The guys who use women as the motivation or view women as the prize are also the exact
women
kind of
are
guys
a
that
luxury.
get bored of.
Right?
Well, usually they're narcissists. So if validation from other people is what drives you to fucking stay going, like, you can't draw that from within yourself. You need it from other people. That's what narcissistic personality disorder is, because you start to use people for what they can give to you or what they can provide for you mentally or psychologically. And that's
you're
not
either
good.
a narcissist or you're just weak, right? It comes, it's one or the other.
They're synonymous. I mean, in a lot of ways.
I threw a link in the private chat. It's to a video. Pull this up. It's actually very interesting. And I want you to watch the body language of this guy as he's describing, like, when he proposed to his wife. They're like a celebrity couple.
Okay, this isn't like some porn, is it?
No.
I just opened the
Just watch the body language here. It's actually pretty depressing.
I've been fucking keeping away from that shit for a while.
And then we was
okay.
Yeah, but he's a Chad with a lot of with connections to television.
Listen. Did you see her facial expressions though? Like her
her for
cringing. Sure. She's uncomfortable. She's cringing. Okay, that
where's
right
Tyrone
there,
at?
but listen. This is why I use that clip to make that point. That guy's extremely successful. He's extremely handsome. He has every external achievement, but you can see by the way he's talking, by the way he's acting, that he views the woman as the source of his motivation. He views the woman as his ultimate prize. And because of that, his wife views him as to be weak. His wife is cringing at him. His wife is grossed out by him. You can see the body language. You can see the facial expressions.
I don't know. I think you're being a little hard on him.
He had serious beta vibes, that guy.
No, but
some women are
treat
into
your woman
that.
like a prize and still be
if you
king
pull
shit.
if you pull the video back up, you can see like maybe you didn't see it. Maybe you were, I don't know. But what I'm saying, to add some additional
I can
context.
see the moment. If you go to
this girl,
second 12 and pause it,
this
you can
girl
see it.
came out. His wife came out saying, basically, she did a move. You're looking at it now, right? You can see that she's cringing.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I didn't notice it at first, but I look at her face right there.
There are even worse shots. Go to like
there's
around the
another
2
one,
minute
LFA.
mark.
Go to the 12-second mark. Go to the 12-second mark. You'll see it.
Yeah.
You can see her chin, the way it's like crunching up a little bit. She's visible. She is a little bit visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's like looking at the speaker like, I'm so sorry you have to listen to this guy. I have to listen to him too. It's so fucking cringe.
We're doing some black pill like facial analysis now right now.
Yeah.
Is it possible maybe he's rehearsed and retold that story so many times that now it's embarrassing for her?
Yeah. Well,
that was his fantasy.
Okay. Okay, but he's like he's an Indian Johnny Bravo. Like he is like a good looking dude. So depending on how he conducts himself, he could either be really fucking alpha or beta.
Really beta. Yeah.
She's a fucking supermodel. Like honestly, like she is, in my opinion, flawless. I don't see a single flaw on her. I know some guys are picky. I think she's I don't see how you could look at any of her features and say that they're unattractive. So she could have any dude. She could have an NBA basketball player, a Hollywood actor, a bad boy, rock star, rapper, or whatever. She could probably have them. If she has an Instagram and she dresses provocative, she could have 1 million followers and have any man that she wants. But she's with him. So
LFA.
He's money bags.
Real quick. I actually want to come at this from a different perspective. Now, as opposed to the look she had on her face, he could also just be really excited to tell this story, because sometimes when a man is really proud of his woman and the person that he's with, they want to talk about it. And I guess you could say he dropped his frame, while he was doing it. We don't know how he acts with her outside of this scenario, for all we know.
She basically came out and said she wanted to bang Vin Diesel after starring in a movie with him while they were engaged. And she came out. Yeah. And she admitted to saying, while they were engaged, she was quote unquote still seeing other people, but in her mind, she was committed to him. So it's kind of, this is basically devolved into the Indian version of Jada Pinkett Smith.
I didn't know
that. That's what this whole situation is devolved into.
That's the type of context you should.
What the fuck is causing the background stuff? Because you just made a movement too, and it did the shit to you.
I thought that was you, LFA. I thought StreamYard had some feature that you probably were just clicking on.
I have no idea what's called. I think it's the new Apple update. Do you have Apple Sonoma?
I'm using
Prawn, do you have Apple 14 Sonoma?
Yeah, probably.
Or are you on a Mac?
I'm on a Mac.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Did you do the update that came out in October?
Yeah, I do all the updates.
Yeah, that must be it, because mine started doing it out of nowhere.
Oh.
Hang on. I can get fireworks if I go all out. Hold on.
I'm using a PC and I'm not getting anything. So,
okay, maybe it's the head nod plus the 2 thumbs. I don't know what's causing it. Sorry, you guys. Sorry to bore you guys, but watch. Fireworks. And Prawn, you got something. You had balloons a minute ago.
No, you had confetti.
Confetti, yeah.
Confetti.
Just thumbs. Okay, fireworks is 2 thumbs up. Maybe 1 thumb up. Just a thumb up. Other thumb up, maybe.
Hey guys,
No, other side.
I'm gonna head out, man. LFA, thanks for having me on, man. It was good having a conversation with all of you guys as usual.
Facts. Peace signs is graffiti. Okay,
Right,
Neo.
yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Take care, guys. Bye.
All right.
See you later, man. I sent a link in the other chat right there. Yeah, it's got a list of all the things you can do.
Nice. Oh, thumbs down. Let's check that one out.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know though, but the thing about that guy, he like let's be honest, he probably is not like he's not on her level in terms of her match is a dude that's like ultra giga Chad, you know, super rich, powerful man.
He's a multi-millionaire, super famous Bollywood star in India. All the money, all the fame. He's very good looking. I think they're on the same level. I mean, I don't think she's above him in looks, to be honest. The guy's ripped. I mean, he's not, you know, it's hard to tell in that picture. He's ripped, right? He stars in movies. The point I was illustrating here is, yeah.
Here's what I mean. She is like her femininity, what would accent her femininity and bring her femininity out to its fullest would be a roughneck, a badass, not a nice guy.
So
Some women
like a Vin Diesel.
Yeah, really. I mean, but I think Vin Diesel's a fake. I think Vin Diesel's a fake tough guy.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think he's more of a tough guy than that guy. But I would say like Brendan Fraser when he was in his prime in Mummy.
Like a professional fighter, basically, is what you're saying. Like you're basically saying that she's not going to get into her feminine for like a typical pretty boy or even a successful pretty boy guy. She needs like a guy who's just a straight up monster who can, he just exudes that raw kind of whatever.
Yeah. Like, okay, let's say she were sitting there with a dude. I'm trying to think of somebody that would fit that role. I don't know. Like who's like a buff alpha male that's cocky. I can't think of. I don't know. But let's say she were sitting there with I don't know, just some random buff cocky dude, and this is how the dude was telling the story. He was like, the second I laid eyes on her, it was like, I don't want to embarrass this girl, but I had to make love to this woman as soon as possible. I had to get her back to my place. And I know she's not that type of girl, but I'm that type of guy. And I couldn't help myself. This was a beautiful woman. I just had to get my hands on her. And then he's like, well, so did it happen? And he's like, oh yeah, it happened. Sorry, babe. I don't mean to embarrass you, but here's how it happened. And then he's like, you know, like, it's like, holy shit. Whoa, this guy is, he's off. And then she would be like blushing and she'd be like, oh my God, what are you doing? But it would be turning her on. Like I'm with a fucking alpha that fucking, I'm not a whore. He is just such a fucking sex machine that he brought that out of me.
Yeah.
Or she's the one telling the fucking story.
Okay, yo, so what LFA just said, like that whole reaction of like slapping, oh, what are you doing? Stop. Like that's kind of sort of the way that interaction would go in the ideal sense. You know, it wouldn't be like her stiff and awkward and cringing, you know, whatever. But
yeah. Your audio is a little goofy.
Mine, yeah, my headphones are dying.
Oh, yeah. I guess we got to end this one anyways. It's kind of late. Oh, we lost him. Guys, I do need to end this. I've got some stuff I got to do and it's getting late.
Cheers, brother.
Sweet
Good talking
Jesus.
with you boys.
You too, buddy. We'll go live again on another on Sunday.
All right. I'll see if I got done work Sunday, so I should probably be able to hit it up.
All right, cool.
I just got to put the baby to sleep. Good night, everybody.
Okay. Peace out, sweet Jesus. All right, y'all. I'll get this one last question that I just saw in the chat. I am agreeable and care much about what others think and have a huge filter. How can I fix this? Sometimes this filter goes away, and every time it does, I notice the woman jump on me. It's all in your head, buddy. When you care what other people think, you're less willing to take risks, and it's causing you to fail. But then when you let loose of that, you start taking the risks and you start winning. And that's the way it goes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But all right, guys. I guess I do got to end this one. It's been a pretty fun stream. It's been a good deal. Microdosing. Yeah, we've had a good time. But we're going to go ahead and shut this one off. Hopefully I'll make a video tomorrow or the day after. And, we'll see what happens. And we'll definitely be live on Sunday. 7 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Central. 4 p.m. Pacific. So I'll see you guys then. But guess we're going to go ahead and end this one. So peace out.